Well, what is going on, beautiful people of the YouTube streets? It is I, Zachary Savage, and Sammy Stacks. It's officially your last name, obviously, right?
Yes.
Like legally, your driver's license says Sammy and last name Stacks.
Yeah, it just worked out that way.
We are here doing a real Dynasty startup draft with the community. Really excited because this is one of those drafts where Sammy and I get to draft for somebody. So that will be really fun to kind of jump into. I always get excited to kind of like strategize with you on the fly in a quick environment. You know, we're having to make these decisions quite quickly, but appreciate y'all being here with us. Yeah, what a day, right? The AJ Brown trade and all of that. But Macy is here, and it's 100 days until kickoff, which is just
get me to those double digits, D Macy. Get me to those double digits.
Incredible announcement there. I think it's a fun way to start today's stream by letting you guys know that probably the coolest thing that I've ever done. Genuinely. I think this is probably the coolest thing that I've ever done, and we're only going to, keep putting out awesome stuff for you guys because your support is what's helping these things come to life. But this is version 1 of my 2026 draft guide. Obviously, this is a little bit more focused towards like the redraft streets, but it will be very Dynasty relevant as well. And obviously, if you're a promo code LAND member, you'll be able to have access to this. They also soft launched the season pass. But if you click on this link here, it'll take you to landdraftguide.com. All you have to do is simply just enter your password, and it'll grant you access. I would love to hear some feedback from you guys on the draft guide. Now, one thing I will note is that there will be an update, obviously, to the cheat sheet with the AJ Brown move. There'll be an update to the projections with the AJ Brown move, and there'll be an update to the vacated targets tool with the AJ Brown move. So right now, we have not been able to update that just yet because the news basically broke as soon as the site was launched. But within the next 24 hours, I'll make sure and get an update for you guys. Would love to hear some feedback from you guys. If there's anything on the site that is not functioning the way you believe it should, feel free to DM me. But we are very excited about the draft guide and where we'll go in 2026. And obviously, it's a huge day because not only did the draft guide release and the season pass, that's more for redraft people, but it's 100 days till kickoff, and AJ Brown was just traded. So let's have some conversations around AJ Brown. It was at first the least kept secret in the league, and then it was like, well, is it happening? Are we sure?
It's really funny, Zach, because
it went down.
It was the worst kept secret of all time.
Yep.
That AJ Brown was going to be a Patriot. He was going to get traded. And then just because time happens and everybody said it won't be until June 1st. That's what everybody said. Even knowing that, the amount of time in between, like knowing this rumor.
Yeah.
People got, the doubts crept in. Even myself, I was like, is there a chance because of the Vrabel stuff that like the Eagles don't want to be associated with the Patriots right now? Whatever. No. It was always what we thought it was going to be. AJ Brown was always going to be a Patriot. And big ramifications. Huge ramifications for fantasy football, of course.
No, massive. I mean, obviously, I people are going to hate me, but I think this signals just a bigger AJ or a bigger Drake May tear down opportunity. I think like you can explore that idea even more. Not to say that you have to by any means, but it's going to be even easier to sell the quarterback 1 in most people's dynasty rankings and the 102 in consensus dynasty startup drafts now that he has AJ Brown. I think what's not being discussed is the fact that he did regress a little bit as an athlete last year, and I'm curious how that will translate heading into this offense in 2026. But the official deal was the Patriots getting a 28 first and a 27 fifth, which honestly, I am surprised that AJ Brown got a first round pick in return. It's not anything against him. At this age, we don't often see, these veterans, AJ Brown's a veteran. There's no doubt about it, right? So I am. Were you surprised they were able to actually get a first out of this? I didn't think it would be a first. I thought maybe like a second and third or.
I mean, it was said that it was going to be a first for so long that I kind of figured it would be.
Right.
You know, I think he is still so talented, and I think that a lot of it. I mean, look, you're right. The athleticism dropped, the efficiency dropped as well. Obviously, the Eagles' offense was a disaster last year.
Yeah.
Largely, I do think he's probably better than what he put on tape last season. I think the attitude stuff is also big. Like, I remember personally, like, his final year as a Titan, when there was like the contract stuff circulating, and apparently he was a little unhappy with some things, as AJ Brown gets, you know, he had a really down year in terms of points per game compared to his sophomore season. So I could see, I think that it makes sense that it was a first, and I think that the Eagles could make, or that the Patriots could make really good on sending that pick, because I do think he could have an insane year.
Yes. I want to know where people would rank him now in Dynasty. So I'm going to put a poll up, and I would love to hear from you guys and have you guys contribute to this conversation. So because I view this as like your chance to this, like the way I navigate a lot of my teams is like when these type of moves happen, I'm trying to think in the future. This to me is like the perfect opportunity to pivot to Luther Burden. To me, this is the perfect opportunity now to pivot to Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, you know, Brian Thomas, and maybe even a plus at this point, right? Jalen Waddle in a plus. Can you do something small to get to Emeka Egbuka? Can you swap him straight for Rashee Rice? I bet in a lot of leagues you could do that. So to me, I would view this as a very good opportunity to make that change. I don't know if you would disagree with me there, though. Where would you stand at this moment?
No, I think that I was actually able to get Luther Burden for him in a league.
Really? Okay, so today.
I think it was not today. Okay. It was a few weeks ago, but myself and the other manager were negotiating under the assumption that he was a Patriot. So it was with that in mind.
I'm going to ask you to send me that trade screenshot because and
I will.
And maybe you can tweet it out first if you want like credit or anything. Or I'll give you credit no matter what, obviously, but I have a video that I'm going to be releasing soon, and I would be really interested in using that in the video.
Absolutely.
Because
I will
that's kind of exactly what I would love to do, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So exactly, I'm looking through my rankings right now. I didn't actually touch his rank. I had him at 29. I thought about it, and I was like, I don't think I want to put him any higher. But if I look at like him versus Devonta Smith, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Right? He's a year and a half older.
Yep.
He's 29. Devonta Smith is 27 and a half.
Yep.
Do I really want to factor in age that much here? Like, truly. In terms of, like, value on the Dynasty market and production that I'm expecting over the next 2 seasons, let's say.
Yeah.
Right now, if I had to put money on who is scoring more points over the next 2 years, I'm taking A.J. Brown over Devonta Smith.
I don't think it's a crazy thing to say.
So then
my
why
rankings
would I
currently have Devonta Smith one spot higher at 26 versus AJ Brown at 25. So I don't think it's crazy.
I think I'm doing that. I just think that, and I won't put. So he's going to be at 27 for me.
Yeah.
In a big tier, but right behind Zay Flowers and Jalen Waddle. T. Higgins in there as well. I think that this is a guy currently going at the 2-3 turn on underdog, and he's going to steam up to like the Drake London range in the mid-second, I think.
Yeah.
That's just that seems pretty clear to me. You and I briefly talked. You mentioned how you're going to update your projections. I had already projected AJ Brown as a Patriot.
Sure.
And I have him for, and I this is including some regression for Drake May, some regression for the offense as a whole, and I have him down for 102 for 1,407.
Okay. I actually just checked, and Kate is just killing it with all things design. And literally like 15 minutes ago, I said, hey, Kate, I have updated projections. And they're already live on the site. I said,
Oh,
we just need them live in the next 24 hours. And she said, don't worry, they're up. I'm like, okay. So AJ Brown, which, guys, go check out the draft guide. I mean, I know it's my draft guide, but
it's something to behold.
I think it's so impressive. But AJ Brown, I currently have at 15.8 points per game. I have him projected for 96, 1,307 with a 27% target share. Which I think is pretty fair.
Yeah. I give him 28%.
Yep.
I think that we're probably right in lockstep there. Yeah, like I think he has a really, really big year.
Yeah, I think that's really possible. Guys, appreciate you so much being here with us. It looks like based off the poll, we have 39% of people saying he deserves to be top 20, which means you and I would be in the minority here because we have him top 20. We have him wide receiver 25 plus, which is 19% of the poll right now. So yeah, we might be in the minority there, but I think it's a great sell.
It's hard. 29 years old
right now. Yeah.
I feel like he's such a volatile personality too.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to put like a ton of stock in, but it also can't be ignored completely.
Yep, I agree. All right, we're gonna get to a real Dynasty startup draft today, and look, like projecting him for 1,412 is pretty aggressive. But everyone, is going to run their projections a little bit differently. I might be a little bit more, just in general, what's the word? Passive in some of the projections.
Conservative, yeah.
Mike Clay, actually, of ESPN had him projected for less than I had him for. He does good. So,
okay.
It was just interesting to kind of see that, but, okay, guys, appreciate y'all being here. I am going to do a giveaway today. We'll give away a live team playbook. I can't do these too often anymore, but I'm going to go ahead and commit to one today. If you want to enter to win a live team playbook, all you have to do is simply like the stream and then type the code word. And I might have pump faked some of y'all, all right? Because some of you think Medusa is the code word because we did just release a brand new league, which we'll be drafting this time next week on landleagues.com. All right? Medusa is available to enter now, but the code word today in honor of AJ Brown is actually AJ. All right, I made it easy for you guys. So all you have to do to enter today's stream giveaway is like the stream and type AJ into the chat. Appreciate y'all greatly being here. Now, Joel, if you can remind me the exact details, I'm going to assume, and Joel can let me know if I'm wrong, that this is a Superflex Start 10 0.5 tight end premium. Now, Sammy and I have the honor of drafting for Team 8 here. So shout out to him for letting us draft for him. We will do our absolute best to honor your team and to make sure that you've got a fantastic team moving forward. So Sammy and I will be drafting here at the 8 spot, and we'll have some conversations on the back end as well about strategy as the stream goes on. And whenever, go ahead and start the draft there, Joel. So yes, we did have it confirmed, by the way. This is a Start 10 0.5 tight end premium. We do have the land method, which means there's a 2-minute trade window per user if we want to use it, Sammy. And the only other thing to consider is Code Cinnamon, which you can tell the people about as a veteran of Code Cinnamon.
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially Code Cinnamon, basically, we just want to prevent the draft from being influenced by what we're talking about. Obviously, that's going to be it's hard to avoid at times, but we don't want anybody to miss out on a falling value because we're yapping about a player. So specifically, anything that has to, that resembles a message such as, I can't believe X player is still on the board. How has nobody taken this guy yet? Let's try and refrain from that. As soon as the guy comes off the board, we can talk about the value. But that's how we're gonna operate here.
Yep. Perfect. We are all ready to go as Jamar Chase comes off the board first here at the 101. Now, I don't think we've actually seen Jamar go at the 101 this year. Let me see if we have had a 101 Jamar Chase so far. We have had one, actually, which was on March 17th.
The Hades League.
Yes, so not common, but it has happened before. as Jacob on the clock here in the 102. Go ahead.
It looks like Styles made a bit of a trade to start the draft off here.
Yes, Styles did. And I can actually show you guys the trades because I'm currently quote unquote co-commissioning, but that won't happen beyond the 10th or 11th round here. But the trade that went down, Styles sent the 109, his 504, and a future rookie third to get back the 211, 311, 711 in a second. So
nice.
From the 109 to the 211, that's a pretty big difference, but he gains a 7th and moves up from the 5th to the 3rd. I think that's pretty fair value, honestly, across the board.
Yeah, I like it. It's not cinnamon to say that I see a tier break after the 108.
Yep.
So Styles betting on.
Sure.
I mean, if I'm Styles, I'm praying that that the top 8 stay the top 8 because.
Right. If someone ends up there,
like there,
you could regret it. Right.
Exactly.
We had one more trade go down, by the way, which, again, these are the type of trades that I'm always trying to get done, but no one's willing to do them with me. They're willing to do them with anyone else in the Dynasty world, except for Zachary Savage. I don't know why.
Was this a first?
It was a first
for the 5-3?
Yes. Someone sent the first round pick away for the 503. If you remember, we were in a real draft where I was trying to send away my first for a 6th. And no one was interested. But I'm glad that they were able to get this deal done. That's pretty fair value, I would say, on both sides.
Yeah, we'll see who that pick is. That'll be interesting. It's an interesting move to do like so early. You know, you're just like, yeah, I'm competing. I'm not gonna mess around. Let me just get rid of my first. I have no idea who's gonna be there at the 503, but I hope I like them.
We just received an offer. I'm not interested personally in it, but I'll read it out to you if you'd like to hear it, Sammy. We can discuss.
Yeah, might as well.
We would be sending away our 108 for 2 future first-round picks. Seems a little light, and don't love it from a team-building perspective.
I admire the cojones.
Yeah, not a bad offer by any means. Like very, very counterable, but
our buddy I only have one nut is in this draft. He also said he thought Zach or Sammy would draft for him.
Well, honestly, that's my bad because I'm not keeping track of who wants us to draft for them or not. Basically, every time this has happened so far, someone's reached out to me personally and been like, hey, you can draft for me. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, let's do it. I apologize. I only have one nut because, by the way, I don't only have one nut. We're going to have to clarify that. But it's just someone else reached out to me first. And everybody's usernames are different on Discord and YouTube and Sleeper. So I thought it might have actually been you. So I apologize. Sammy, I think this is an obvious pick here, but it looks like we had Daniels at the 106. Crab is not auto. That was obviously a Q pick for him. Gibbs falling to the 107. I don't think that's happened this year. Gibbs
that's rare.
One time he fell to the 9. That was also in the Hades League. But this is the second farthest he's fallen in any draft this year.
Could have been a crazy tight end premium, maybe.
Yeah.
In that one. I mean, it's an easy pick for me. This guy actually happens to be my wide receiver 1 in Dynasty.
You know what, Sammy? If you wanted, you could draft for one nut, and we could draft against each other.
Maybe I was gonna mention I didn't want to, derail this like crazy, but if I only have one nut is okay with it being just me and not the two of us.
Do you have one nut, or are you talking about the guy in the chat?
To TBD.
I'll take Puka Nakua here, by the way. I think that's an obvious teardrop, but
sure. If I only have one nut, is if he wants me or him, that's his choice right now. If he lets us know in the chat, I am happy to do that, to draft against Zach here. We can pause the draft, get me set up.
We can do a little duel, and you guys can vote who had the better draft.
So I only have one nut.
All you would have to do is send him a co-commission invite on Sleeper, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But up to you. Sam and I will either draft together in this one or against each other. But I felt like that was a tier break right there. Puka Nakua. at the 108 seems like you can't
Yeah,
go any
100%.
other direction on the board in my
I
opinion.
completely agree with that.
Yeah, which, by the way, he's only fallen to the 8 spot one time. That was back in February. Wow. Outside of that, he has not fallen past 7. So
that's very interesting.
Feel pretty good about that pick there. Okay, nothing super surprising through the top 8, unless you are not a Daniels guy, and then you might be surprised to see Daniels up there.
Shocked that a quarterback that old would go in the top 6.
Yeah, right. Unk status is what they say. As Justin Jefferson, wow, coming off the board here at the 109. I don't think we've seen Jefferson that high this year. I could be mistaken, but
that's the trade that Jake made to move up there.
That is officially the earliest Jefferson has gone this year. Which I'm not saying it's a bad pick, but we just haven't seen that yet.
It's kind of the, it's like rookie drafts. It's the wild, wild west after the top 8, honestly. There are so many opinions. Okay, I only have one that says go ahead. So I'm gonna need you to send me a co-commission invite here. Maybe we can pause it once he's on the clock. My sleeper is now. Please, chat, do not spam me with sleeper notifications. My sleeper is literally just Sammy Stacks.
You basically just guaranteed yourself a bunch of sleeper.
I mean, it could look, Zach. It's not like it's a hidden password. My avatar is also Cam Ward, so it would have been pretty easy to figure out who it was. But yeah, go ahead and send me a co-commission invite there, and I will. Maybe Joel can pause this so we don't get autoed here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome
if possible. While our friend, I only have one, gets me this invite.
Yeah, do us a favor, Joel, and pause the draft real fast so we can get them all hooked up. But appreciate y'all being here with us. If you didn't hear, we are doing a giveaway today. It's very simple to enter. All you have to do is simply like today's stream and type the code word, which is AJ. All right, AJ, 2 letters. That's as simple as it could possibly get.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, so Sammy's in. So officially, guys, Superflex 0.5 tight end premium Dynasty startup.
I'm in and I'm panicking.
I'm drafting.
If anybody wants to
at the 108,
shoot me an offer.
And Sammy is drafting at the 112.
If anybody wants to shoot me an offer, I'm happy to move down here. I'm not a surly negotiator. I'm very I'm a man of the people. I like to Okay, what am I going to do here? I am going to Okay, this first pick, I am going to take Mr. Ashton Genty here at the 112. And once again, if anybody wants to come up for this 2-1,
I think we all know who it's going to be here.
We all know who it's going to be.
I think I know who it's going to be.
A little early for Brian Thomas, but I like what you're thinking.
I mean, you can code Cinnamon yourself. Put him up the draft board. I actually will allow that.
I think this is fine. Okay, let's... Does anybody want to move up?
By the way, Evie says, I only have one nut. You're my spirit animal this evening. I'm rooting for you, no matter... no particular reason. Godspeed and don't let me down. What's up, Matthew and Bree? Welcome in. Okay, so Ashton Genty was the first pick.
I have an offer. It's not even the pick that's on the clock.
I'm gonna go send you an offer for your 18th round pick right now.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks.
While we're waiting,
let me call my trade window here. I'm gonna call my trade window. I'll take my 2 minutes,
Joel has to pause the draft for you. Whoever is going to negotiate here with Sammy, keep in mind that you only have about 10 seconds on the clock. Joel, if you can pause that. Oh my gosh. Okay, 5 seconds on the clock.
Holy.
So if you make a trade with Sammy, you've got to have that queue ready to go. But Sammy is currently with the trade window. He's got 2 minutes here negotiating at the 201. His first pick was Ashton Ginty. While we're waiting on Sammy, a couple little house updates, I guess, if you will. Number one, if you have traded a 2027 first round pick in Dynasty, I would love to see the deals that you've got done, and you might be featured in an upcoming video. So I will spam that. You can just reply to my my X post here. We've already got quite a few entrants, which I'm excited to have a look at. Seems like you guys are getting some deals done, and a lot of y'all in this community, like myself, are always asking the question, how can I win my league this year? So definitely make sure you reply over there. Would love to hear from y'all. Second announcement, we did just release my 2026 draft guide on the Flock Fantasy site. If you haven't checked it out, go to the post section, and version 1 is up. I mean, this is not even close to what the final version will be. We'll probably have like 6 versions, but so many incredible updates to come. And it's already, I think, the coolest thing that we've ever put out as far as like draft guide wise goes. Just log in with your Flock credentials. Okay, as long as you're a member, you'll be able to have access. If you're not a member, you won't have access, right? But we've got my cheat sheet there, my projections, the vacated targets tool. If you want to go see how I project out all these different teams, for example, I've got the Cowboys, Rams, and Lions leading league in passing yards this year. How about rushing yards? We've got the Commanders, Ravens, Bills, and Eagles all in that top 4. We've got projections. We've got the vacated targets tool. You can read about some of my must draft players in 2026. You can join the newsletter. A bunch of awesome updates that will come. And the last thing to be aware of is we just dropped on the Discord in the Land Leagues tab. We dropped a brand new startup draft, which is going to be happening this time next week. So if you want myself or Sammy to draft for you guys, and you want to get into a real league that matters, or you want to draft against us in a real league that matters, the Medusa League will be drafting this time next week. The same experience everybody else is having right now, you guys can have this time next week in the Medusa League. So if you haven't heard, a very simple way to enter the next league is by simply becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. All right, that will give you a very easy access. You'll be fast tracked into a league, and all the other perks like the review, team review, hotline, the vouchers, the rookie report, draft guides, Discord, all that jazz. Okay, so did you get a trade done or no?
No, I was waiting for something back, and then I guess the trade window ended, and so okay. I did have my queue set up. So I selected Caleb Williams.
Sure.
Potentially something could still happen here, but we'll.
So Caleb Williams off the board at the 201, and should I talk about Caleb Williams this stream, or will it be annoying if I just keep saying, well, see this quarterback versus Caleb Williams? Like, should we play that game today or no?
You can play whatever game you want to play, Zach. I'll play the game where I win. So
I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't want to annoy the audience. I want the audience to love me. All right, I want the people to love me. Actually, I want them to love and hate me at the same time. We have Jeremiah Love, Trey McBride, Brock Bowers off the board, and your boy's about to be up on the clock here, and my lips are sealed.
Let's see if you are on the clock, Zach.
I am on the clock.
That's you. That is you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I don't know, guys. Do I draft my 9th ranked player or not? I'm not sure.
That's what I did.
Fair. Should I draft my 9th ranked player in Dynasty or my 16th ranked player? We'll go with my 9th ranked player. We're going to add Lamar Jackson to the squad here at the 205. So we start our draft with Puka Nacua and Lamar Jackson, who I have ranked as high as 9 right now. Then we see 2 great picks back-to-back, Amarion Hampton and Devon Achane. Hey, Crab, I see you're active. You'll want to turn off auto pick, by the way, my friend. Yeah, there you go. But that's a great pick still to get Hampton and Achane back to back. Honestly, I thought you might go Omarion Hampton. In fact,
so
what I need to ask you about, because I am a little confused. You have Hampton ahead of Jeremiah Love. Does that mean you have both of them behind Ashton Genty?
No. So Hampton is my RB3. He is he's one spot in my overall rankings ahead of Ashton Genty. I have it like that because I prefer Hampton, but it's the same tier. I value them pretty much the exact same, and so I'm not gonna force. I only have one nut to come down my Omarion Hampton rabbit hole with me. I'm just gonna take the guy that consensus has ahead there.
Sure. Okay. I think that's fair. I'll give you a pass on that one then. Okay.
I appreciate that.
So after I take Lamar Jackson, we have Omarion Hampton, Devon Achane, who's fresh off a big old bag. Joe Burrow at the 208, CeeDee Lamb at the 209. JSN CeeDee Lamb start is really fun. I know it's a Titan Premium. I didn't expect Bowers and McBride to go before some of these names. I mean, it's not that it's crazy, but we don't always see them go this high. I don't know what the question is here from Patty. You just said Commanders. I'm not sure what that's in relation to, but yeah. Sir Lancelot says, I need a quarterback so badly, so I sent my 27 first, but with the 104, I get May.
I think he's talking about something else that happened earlier.
I'm not really sure what to make of that one. All right. After Burrow and Lamb, we see Colston Loveland in the second.
By the way, Zerms.
It's only a half-point premium, right?
It is a half point.
Okay.
Zerms, if you're listening, there's an offer in your inbox similar to what you sent before with a slight little tweak. And he is on the clock. So, Zerms, if you want to chat, Zerms, feel free to call your trade window here to give you some extra time. Obviously, the trade doesn't involve this pick here, but
Brizzleton, I think it's fair to be worried about Neighbors to start the year, but I wouldn't be worried about him long term. Pawner, thanks for joining the YouTube community there. Henry says we're low on Bowers. Okay. Even in a tight end premium, I feel like him being a mid-second round pick doesn't feel that low to me. On average, the 112 in Dynasty startup drafts.
And that does include that doesn't account for the big premiums that we've had, obviously.
There were some that had like a 0.75 or
yeah. I think even one had a full point where he went third overall. Zerms has got 25 seconds here, and then I need to figure out who I'm gonna pick if he doesn't accept this trade. Jeez.
Sir Lancelot says, you mentioned 27 first trades, and I have 2 of them, but saving them because I need a quarterback in my Superflex league. As Justin Herbert,
he takes Herbert.
Comes off the board.
Zerms,
there.
I need to know if you want this trade, Zerms. All right.
He does not have his trade window anymore.
I don't have it. I need to know if you would like to make this deal with yours truly.
You want to dance with the Sammy Stacks or not? That's the question we need answered.
Many have tried.
Many have tried to dance. You a good dancer?
Am I a good dancer?
Yeah, you're a good dancer on the dance floor.
I answer that. I'm like, what's good? What's good? What does good
I don't know, you
mean?
got a little rhythm, you know. I guess like when you're dancing, do people say, "Oh wow, you're actually not a bad dancer"? I feel like that's the goal, right? Like if you go out there and no one says anything to you while you're dancing, probably means they don't want to hurt your feelings.
Zerms, I need an answer here. We got 35 seconds. Please.
I'm gonna
Because
guess.
he said his internet freaked out last time, so I'm wondering if the same thing is happening again.
I'm gonna guess it's not happening.
We had a whole round. Oh my gosh.
It's not happening for Sammy Stacks here. And the pick needs to be made.
Yeah, it will be made.
I was thinking the same thing, Eric. I think he was being maybe kind to Sammy. I don't think he was as interested in your deal, maybe.
Jeez, man. That's twice. We had, I mean, we didn't have anything for the 201, but that's brutal. Okay, so I go Tedero McMillan here.
What were you trying to get done, or do you want to share with us or no?
I'm not going to share with the class at the moment.
Okay. So far, Sammy, through 3 rounds, Ashton Genty, Caleb Williams, and Tetaroa McMillan, who
Yes, sir.
I'm finding somewhat difficult to aggressively draft in redraft this year. I've currently got him around wide receiver 15, but it's more like the ADP. He's in a range where I'm finding it like quite difficult to be aggressive on him. I just think that we're going to need to see Bryce Young take another step. I'm not saying that you made a bad picker at all, by the way, but
No, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I think his value is very insulated, which we've talked about before, which is nice because he'll have like the Garrett Wilson effect of like this guy is really good, but he suffers from a difficult situation.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of the JSN path to elite production.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. All right, so it looks like we got McMillan, Egbuka, and Taylor off the board here. Styles is on the clock. He has... I can't believe I'm able to do this. Okay, Burrow, London, Hurts to start, which is a great start, by the way. But I cannot believe I'm about to start my draft this way. Puka, Jackson, Dart, and Lamar Jackson. So I'm going to make it as confusing as possible.
Two quarterbacks in the first.
Didn't know it was legal to do that. Savage. Had no idea you legally were allowed to do this, but just couldn't see the guy fall any further, honestly. Now, the problem for Team 8 here, who's going to take over this team after I leave it, is he's going to have to explain to people when he's saying, oh, yeah, are you interested in trading for Jackson? Who? Lamar? No, Dart. Jackson Dart. Actually, you will say, if you just talk about your lineup, you say at quarterback, I'm starting Jackson, Dart, and it will just be absolute chaos.
It'll sound like you only have one.
Yeah. So we are going to go ahead and draft Mr. Jackson Dart. Yeah, in this era of Dynasty Startup drafts, it's pretty rare to see this, but just 2 situations where I felt like quarterback was the best available player. So was difficult to go a different direction there. Henry says last year you could get Dart to go in the 9th round of Superflex startups on land. Yeah, I don't think that was unique to land, but
he was he wasn't highly touted. I mean, people thought he was an inexperienced, not great prospect, and then he goes at the back of the first round, which historically it's like Lamar is the only hit.
Yeah. As we get George Pickens off the board. You know, Crab is here, but every pick has been the Q. He's using that Q to his absolute best here. Are you still trying to get a deal done on the back end there?
I'm working the phones.
He is working the phones right now.
I'm working the phones.
What's up, Brandon? He says, did I get into the drawing for Medusa? I mean, if you've entered on the website and entered it... then you most likely have. Let me check. What's your Flock Fantasy username, Brandon? As Carnell Tate and George Pickens off the board back to back there. George Pickens was a name I was considering as well, so I don't think it's crazy to see him coming off the board here. I know earlier in the offseason you felt like he was going to be moved with the franchise tag. Do you still hold that same view? I think it's inevitable he's going to be a Cowboy this year, though.
Pickens?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I still think it could happen. I don't want to rule that out.
Okay.
Wait.
What's going on right now?
I'm begging somebody gets picked right now.
Okay. We're gonna let Sammy figure this out on the back end because he's in a different world right now. Apparently,
let me focus. Let me focus for 2 seconds. We are so time sensitive here, and I really don't want to do something wrong. And I only have one nut hates me forever because
I think he tries.
I don't want to end up like him, you know.
That's fair. We've got Purdy at the 309, Lawrence at the 310. Sammy is working the phones right now, and. Bascu says, I'm picking the 211 and London is there, but I already have Bijan. Would you avoid London to not double up on Falcons? No, not if it's your best available player. I don't think that's a good strategy to avoid someone because you'll have double people on the same team, if that makes sense, right? What's up, Wild Dog? Welcome in. Henry says, Joel is stealing the draft right now. He has started off with Gibbs, Hampton, and Mahomes, and I believe we have a trade window that just went down. So Zerm's here. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that I think Zerms and Sammy are going to be negotiating a trade here. They have been, looks like, back and forth throughout this draft. What's up, Prez? He says, genuine question. What is the reason to value Dart exponentially more than Nix when Nix has given us 2 top quarterback finishes? Well, that is Code Cinnamon, unfortunately. Here I am trying to interact with the chat, and they're forcing me into Code Cinnamon. Look, I'm not anti the player that you're asking for at all. I've
trade happened. Holy shit. Okay, we made it.
Okay, a trade did go down. So let's have a look at the trade that's happened here. So it looks like Sammy is getting a 27 first, the 312, and the 801 to send away Tetairoa McMillan and the 612. Okay, so adds a 27 first to the to the inventory, if you will, and stays in the same round. Moves down.
So basically, I moved
another
down
round from the 612 to the 801.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take. It's no longer Code Cinnamon, Zach. I'm gonna take Brother Bo Nix.
Okay, there you go. Bo Nix off the board. And I mean, to be clear, like, we're not exponentially valuing Dart over Bo Nix here. I can't speak for anybody else and other people's content or how other people are going to value him, but I think Bo Nix is a great pick too. So, Sammy, it essentially looks like you swap Nix and McMillan for a first and 1 round difference between the 612 and the 801 if we're looking at that, right?
I think you are. Yeah. Absolutely. And this trade was basically the exact same trade that was on the table at the 301. And then luckily I took a player that Zerms was
that he was wanting to grab. Okay.
Was happy to come up for. Yeah, exactly.
It's worked out for young Sammy here. I think that's a great
trade. I did
trade.
It, guys. I did it. So yeah, so now I only have one nut has a little extra pick to work with. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be punting here, but he has an extra pick to work with.
No, I think that's great. I mean, I think that's a pretty high price to pay for McMillan personally. Any surprises so far through the draft, Sammy? Any pick that you looked at and you've been relatively surprised by?
I mean, maybe what was the one I saw? JT going at the 3-3 is rich for me.
Okay. Yep. That's probably
But-
buying at the absolute ceiling.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it. I just think he's got to have he has to have another crazy year to pay off that price.
Yeah, for sure.
As a 27-year-old
Mahomes-
running back, it's tough, you know.
Mahomes for Prez says, "What's the strat for the video clip to get into the league? Reference other league members.
Oh,
be
yeah.
funny. Beg on our hands and knees." To me, you're gonna need to make me laugh. Ultimately, I would just say this: like, you need to provide something that already isn't in the league, right?
That's a good one.
In the sense of, like, don't try to be me. Don't try to be Mason. Don't try to be someone who's already in the flock league, but be yourself. Bring what you're able to bring. And, you know, I think ultimately the goal is probably to make people laugh. I will be judging it based off of who made me laugh the most, which is why last year, Black Batman, if I was allowed to have a vote, would have been in the league. All right? So if Black Batman's out there and he's ever watching, I mean...
I still don't think he would have beat me. I
I definitely would have voted him higher than you, but I would have had you still in my top 2. if we're going to keep it a buck. But I would highly encourage you guys, if you haven't gone to check this out yet, I want as many LAN members present as possible. Obviously, we got Sammy in there last year, which is awesome. Let's do it back-to-back years. Let's get another LAN person in the Flock League. I believe
Heck yeah, dude.
they just released a site, right? Is it flockleague.com?
Flockleague.com. I'm not 100% sure if it's live yet. This would be a good thing for me to know, I guess.
I think
it is live.
yeah.
Yes. So there are 2 spots available, which is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
So one of them is 100% going to be a fan, and the other one could be a second fan. It is also open to any creator who wants to put their hat in the ring as well. So
I would love to see as many of you guys submitting and representing. That's for sure.
Yeah. No rush on the clips. We got some time here.
I think it's 44 days they've got, right?
Oh, actually, I need to fix that because that's not a hard deadline anymore.
Oh,
And I
okay.
didn't fix the countdown on that page, but yeah.
Yeah. But definitely represent y'all.
Get those
We
clips.
wanna see
Yeah,
you.
be funny, make everybody laugh. That's what's gonna. Sorry, I got my dog. Freaking, she's desperate for attention right now.
Yeah. Be unique as well. Like,
Be unique. Yes.
that's why I loved the Black Batman thing so much, because it was so unique and so
It was
different.
funny.
And, you know,
He was really funny. He was really, really funny.
you could
I think
tell
the
had so much
problem
character
was
to him.
everybody who was voting last year. You mentioned how like you didn't make it to the call and didn't have your voice heard, but
Yeah.
everybody really valued talking about the league and the league bits and the people in the league.
I personally,
So I
you know,
think that-
last year there was a lot of frustration from people that Mason was so highly discussed. I don't really care who you
was
talk
the-
about personally.
Yeah.
I just care if you make me laugh. So, if you make me laugh, you're gonna have a good shot at being considered. Damn, Luther Burden goes 1 pick before me. Just my heart was ripped out there because I was watching him fall. Geez, that sucks. Olave's gone. Wilson's gone. Igbuka, Tate, Cook, Taylor. However, we have 1 player left in a tier for me.
I know who it is, and you're whatever, dude. Whatever.
who do you think I'm gonna draft here?
I know who you're gonna draft.
Let's say it on 3. 1, 2,
Right.
3. Good housekeeping.
Ken Walker. Good housekeeping.
Yes, Ken Walker is the pick here. We're gonna take Ken Walker off the board at the
Whoop-de
408.
doo.
So we start our draft.
Whoop-de-doo.
Puka Nakua,
Whatever, bro.
Lamar Jackson, Jackson Dart, and Ken Walker. I'm feeling pretty good about that start. However, I will just say, if anybody wants to send me a trade for the 408 for Ken Walker, I'm open to moving down. I'm open to hearing any sort of tier downs. If you want to give me future picks, if you want to give me a tier up somewhere else, feel free to send me an offer here to D Corridor, and I'll be happy to consider it. Have you never seen? Come on, you know what that reference is from?
I don't even remember. You said Good Housekeeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got no clue, Zach. I'm sorry.
Talladega Nights, sorry, it's Step Brothers. It's Step Brothers.
I've seen Step Brothers. I don't have a recollection of.
Well, I can't say what the reference is because.
That's fine. That's fine.
I can't say what the quote is because it won't. It's inappropriate.
By the way,
but
this is wild. Matt is telling us that Bree wants to audition for the Flock.
Hell yeah!
She's gonna film her video from the morgue.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious. Could you imagine? Yeah, I mean, you could. Like, are you legally allowed to film dead people?
There's no way. There's no way. By the way, what you and I can do, because one of the things that we're doing differently this year, last year, everybody just sent their submission clips to Mason, right?
Yeah.
It was just send your clips to Mason. He's gonna look at them. He brought his favorites to everybody, and that's kind of how it happened. This year, it's all gonna be on social media. You and I can even like start our stream, start your stream, you know, talking about our favorite clip that we saw today. Yeah. This kind of stuff.
That would be awesome.
So it's gonna be a blast getting hyped up. And the whole point is that the fans will have a say as well. Yep. Right? You'll be able to at some point on that flockleague.com, you'll be able to vote on who you like.
$100,000 to first place.
Yeah, pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Which is crazy.
If you click on the contestants tab at the top there, Zach, it'll say coming soon, but basically that's where we're going to be able to everybody's going to be able to vote. And yeah, it's going to should be a blast.
So we are excited to hear from y'all. Do whatever you can legally. We did have a trade go down, by the way. It looks like it was a simple trade up. Styles gets the 512, so he moves down, was at 4 spots, 3 spots, gets back the second rounder in the future. Or, sorry, that's a lot more than 4 spots.
He moved down, a round and 3 picks, yeah.
My bad. I read that incorrectly, yeah. I got to be honest, I don't hate that move for Zerms there.
No, I mean, I think that's
a pretty cheap tier up.
Styles probably has a big tier here. Okay, I'm on the clock, and the 2 picks that I wanted, neither of which got selected. So this is very nice. I'm trying to be, this is actually tough. I only have 1 nut. Let me know that you're in the chat, okay? Because I need your permission for one of these picks.
I thought you were just letting us know something.
No, I only have 1 nut. If you could please make yourself aware in the chat for me.
Why does this guy keep telling us he only has 1 nut?
Make yourself aware, brother. Actually, you know, let me just message you on Sleeper. What am I doing? I don't need to make this public.
I think we all know what Sammy is asking for here.
No.
Who was the fan Maples asked? My friend?
You're looking at him, brother.
You're looking at him right here. That guy right here. Okay, he was a fan. Someone asked me if you're coming back this year, and I said, legally, not allowed to say just yet. By the way, update on the mortician thing. Bree says if the body is covered, you can't identify them, it's fair game. So.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, my first pick here is going to be Mr. Makai Lemon.
Okay.
Who, this isn't even off of the AJ Brown news. I already had him valued here.
Okay.
I'm a really big fan. And by the way, our one nutted brother, I sent you a message on Sleeper. If you could let me know. It's one of these picks where like I know some people just like don't want to would never make it and don't want to make it, and so I don't want to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Imagine
it's a tough one because you and I did this exact thing, Zach. Right, but just previous to some news, and
I think it's one of 3 players. Greg says he had a coworker fired for taking pictures of dead women. That's for some reason, the way that was worded is way more disturbing to me than the idea of Bree putting it in a video. For some reason, the wording made me not happy. I don't know why.
All right, one nut has disappeared. He has left us. He's not in the building.
You're gonna have to make your call. Honestly, Sammy, from here on out, I want you to know you've got full autonomy. Okay, you've got full autonomy. You don't need to check anything with anyone.
I'm gonna take Brees Hall.
Okay, Brees Hall off the board. I just want to give you that freedom, okay? Because when the user says, "Hey, I trust you," then it's good to go.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to be the. You know, some people don't want to
ruin, someone's startup.
I'll talk about it once he comes off the board. Okay, I didn't take him.
Brees Hall gone at the 501. So Sammy currently has a lineup of Nix, Williams, Genty, Hall, Lemon, as Adunze comes off the board here. In addition, has the additional first-round pick. I thought that was a great pick for you. Does Crab Jr. know he's on auto? Because what happens is Crab Jr. lets the clock go down. He uses his Q. I don't know if he realizes he then goes on auto. I want to make sure that his next pick is not autoed. Go to Q and then just toggle the auto pick off on the draft site there, my friend, unless you are just using the Q and you feel good to go. Odds say, Sammy, that this very much rules you out for a specific player that you love, but...
What do you mean? Me not taking him at the 5-1?
Your next pick is a 701 is all I'm saying. So it's unlikely that you're going to get a player that you may or may not be known
have an affinity for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Not every pick can fully defend the brand,
Yep. That's fair.
I love how nobody was able to guess it. We had people thinking I was going to take Jameson Williams. Guys, I am a respecter of the market, right? And that is Code Cinnamon.
That is actually Code Cinnamon. That's your first real offense there.
I was no. I was quoting the cinnamon happening in the chat. I did not incite the cinnamon. Therefore,
look, I held my hand up and said I cinnamoned all over Bo Nix. I'm just saying, we have to take accountability for ourselves. Okay,
you did.
I want to know who is going to enter the Flock League audition, though. Like, if you plan on actually entering, tell me in the chat right now. And if you're a land guy or woman, then when you post, just tag me on socials. I'll make sure and like it. I'll comment on it. But yeah, go to flockleague.com or go to this tweet if you want to hear more details. But I don't know what could be more attractive than telling you that there's $100,000 on the line to first place, okay?
And there's no buy-in. That is just, you're in the league for free. Full expenses paid trip to Austin, Texas in August, where you will draft. And, yeah, and 100 big ones.
Joel, if you can call my trade window for me, I'd appreciate that.
Alrighty.
I'd like to tier down here. I want to tier down from this pick and tier up in a different pick if someone is interested. So, let's just see some offers that we might be able to send out here. If Joel can Joel call my trade window, please? Brother's gonna drain me down to the...
Oh my gosh.
Am I gonna get a trade window? Please.
We'll reverse it if you don't. You very clearly called it here.
Can I please get my trade window? Please. I don't know how many seconds we're on there, but we might need to reset it so if I make a deal with anyone that they've got some time there. Thank you, Joel. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just send some deals out right now. I'm gonna go fishing a little bit.
Wait a second. Oh my gosh, you're kidding. Oh, I'm such an idiot.
What's wrong?
So I told you how I only have one nut wasn't answering me.
Yeah.
It's because I got one DM after putting my sleeper name in the chat. And so I just assumed, oh, I'll just answer this guy, and this is who I will be messaging when I need to message him. And it's not him. Because one other person in the chat DM'd me on sleeper.
Okay. That's
so
what
he
we
never even
call
saw
a
him. He
technical
never even saw my
difficulty,
question.
unfortunately.
That is what we call a technical difficulty. Oh my, well, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, anybody interested here, let me know. Currently sending out some offers.
That's my bad. My one nutted brother. Mike says technology 2, Sammy 0 over the last 2 days. Yesterday was not my fault. All right, that's on all of you.
Wait, what happened
Dave
yesterday?
The mic.
Oh, yes.
Dave is the only one who gets excused from that. So Zach, any bites yet? What's going on here? Also, how long is the trade run? Because mine kind of just ended, and
2 minutes.
I had no idea what was going on. Okay,
2 minutes.
Because yours is going to end, and you're going to have no clue, by the way. So is your queue set?
My queue is not set, and I can't really set it. I hope Joel is okay with that, because then everyone's going to know who I'm drafting, because you know what I mean?
You could flip the screen away for a second if you wanted. It's a lot of work, but you know.
I just sent Jay Flo an offer. He said he was interested.
Jay Flo. Oh.
Am I on the
T-Legend accepted your offer.
Okay, yeah. Well, give T-Legend 1 second to set his queue. But a trade did just go down. Okay, cool. I'm cool with this. Very simple deal here. I've got a huge tier of players here that I like. So what I've decided to do is tier down from the 505 to the 605, and then I go from the 1105 to the 708. So we're going to move down 1 round, and then later on move up multiple rounds. But Joel, you can go ahead and put him on the clock. I imagine he's had enough time now. Okay, so it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
It was like 14 seconds, yeah.
Thank you, Joel. As Harold Fannin off the board, then Mr. Rashee Rice off the board as well.
So that was the debate. That's who I was asking. I only have one unfused already with, because some people just don't want
Rashee Rice. Okay, sure.
Some people just don't want criminals rehabbing knee injuries in prison on their team, and I think that's perfectly valid.
On the other hand, I like criminals rehabbing their knee in jail. Okay,
I prefer it, honestly.
I've moved him up my rankings, actually. In fact, if Jordan Addison decides to get into a car again this offseason, I might draft him in the 6th round. That is code cinnamon. I'm sorry, but I had to do it for the bit. But we've got someone who said they're a video editor. He says, Trenton says, I just can't edit videos, so I probably am going to suck. Look, nowadays, brother, I got to be honest with you guys. If not being able to edit a video is holding you back from entering a fantasy league audition that's worth $100,000, if that's what's holding you back, I got to give you some tough love. That cannot be an excuse now. Okay.
Trenton, you could watch my submission. It was posted on all the Flock League socials today. I know that it was on X.
Yeah.
Brother, I used iMovie. It was literally just like putting clips together. Like literally just taking one video, putting it in, putting the next one next. It was the most basic thing of all time. You definitely do not need any crazy editing skills to win this competition.
In fact, I think there could be some people out there. I imagine there's actually a lot of people out there who are saying to themselves, man, that'd be awesome if I if I was this, or if I was more funny, or if I had this to offer, or whatever. If you're out there and you're doubting yourself, like, I want to encourage you right now. This goes beyond fantasy football. Like, put yourself out there. Okay. What is the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is you spend, a little bit of your time and audition for a league and you don't get into it. What's the best that can happen? The best that can happen is you could win $100,000 for a very small amount of time and be a part of the largest fantasy football league in the world. If you're out there and you're thinking that you're not adequate enough, you are. Put some time, put some effort into it. Don't talk yourself down, talk yourself up. And, I want to see you guys representing because it's an awesome opportunity. If I don't win it, I want it to be one of y'all.
I feel so strongly about everything you just said.
Yeah.
If you had showed me a future where what happened to me, I won the competition, I started making my own content, I'm in this position now.
Yeah.
Where this isn't anywhere close to a job or anything like that, but just having the opportunity to do something that I thought about wanting to do for a really long time because I decided to make that. I'm not the most outwardly, outgoing.
No, guys, I've been around Sammy a lot. He is not the funniest person you'll ever meet. Okay. He is not special. There's nothing unique about this guy. Okay. So if he can do it, you can do it. All right.
Oh, I did not expect that. You just said that at all. That is hilarious. No, seriously though. I literally was like, dude, I think that it might be funny to make a song, parody Drake and just have a good time with it. Bro, my girlfriend is at the football field with me. Who the hell am I dating? Who the frick is this loser? Walking around at his, at a high school football field in a Cam Ward jersey, lip syncing a Drake parody. And 100%. It was genuinely deciding to do it because I thought about it for a few weeks. I was like, what, I'm not going to win.
Yeah.
The chances are so low that I win. And genuinely one of the best decisions I've ever made. Maybe the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah, 100%.
But was submitting that clip.
100%. I agree. But so definitely make sure you go to this site, read the rules, obviously, because you got to be specific. No copyright music, for example. But yeah, definitely make sure y'all are representing. We have after the Rashee Rice pick, Judkins, Jadarian Price, Jordan Love, and AJ Brown. My brain malfunctioned for a second there.
People are mad about the Jadarian Price pick.
I don't know why.
Such a good value.
I don't think it's a bad pick. I've said he can be drafted as high as the 104 to the 106 in rookie drafts, and if you look at it in that fashion, I mean, he's the 105 there. I don't think it's
106 here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't want to do Cinnamon. I didn't know Mendoza was gone. So you're right. Yeah, he's the 106. So the 106 at the 508. I don't think it's crazy.
AJ Brown going ahead of Devonta Smith.
Yeah, and very, very close to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Price shouldn't. Tigazzi, who we love. Travion Henderson hasn't done a single thing to deserve to be ranked ahead of Jadarian Price, frankly.
I actually think I have it ranked that way. Let me double check. I have them back to back. I have Henderson one spot higher, but I have them back to back. And that's just because I'm a big Henderson guy. So I get it either way.
He really has to improve as a player, and Jadarian Price is just going to get the opportunity right away. There's no Ramondre in Seattle.
No, that's true, but I mean, and Henderson is not Jahmyr Gibbs, but I think his role will increase the same way that Jahmyr Gibbs did in his
you would hope,
year,
but also Jahmyr Gibbs played his role throughout the playoffs that first year in Detroit, with Montgomery there.
Yeah,
Henderson got benched essentially.
For sure.
I just think that there's so much more downside risk.
Really?
With Travion.
I just
sniped
don't
at the
agree. I
6'2".
see his role growing. I'm not anti-Price or Henderson. I think they're both. I guess I'm just trying to advocate that they're both willing of being here. Henderson to me feels, if they both were to reach their ceiling, I would actually say I would prefer Henderson with what he can offer you through the air as a pass catching.
Probably. I would think that because the Henderson, like, Gibbs is the comp for everybody, because it's like, oh, there's a starter ahead of him and all this stuff. And like, I get that the path is for his role to increase, but his role is not going to increase if he does not improve as a rusher, which the between the tackle stuff, the vision stuff, it was a concern in his profile. It was one of the only concerns in his profile coming out. And then it wasn't good as a rookie. He did have 1,100 yards. Not playing full time. That was a few games without Ramondre in there where he had the full workload. And if he's able to get all of these carries to be able to hit the big play, then with no Ramondre, then yeah, obviously phenomenal.
Yeah.
But Ramondre is there, and I just think that he has to earn it a lot more than Price is going to have to, whereas Price is going to be the RB1 day one.
Yeah. I think we forget that it wasn't really that. I understand the concerns around his vision, which like I understand why people are saying that, but the conversation wasn't too drastically different around Gibbs going into his second year, where people were really frustrated, and the conversation was, don't want to commit code sentiment, but the other guy was just too good. There's not a situation in which I just got a trade offer, so let me have a look at it. Not a fan of this one, but I will counter. How do I counter this?
We got a trade window.
Okay, trade window just popped.
I think, well, like, another thing, like, I don't want to, obviously Travion is not being valued the way that Gibbs was. Like, they were viewed differently coming. I think Gibbs was probably valued higher directly, like right out of the draft for the first year as well. Like, Gibbs averaged 16 points per game as a rookie. He was the running back 8 in points per game as a rookie.
Yeah, no, totally.
Like,
he also was given a lot more opportunity straight away.
He has, on the course of the year, he averaged one more attempt per game than Travion did.
In his rookie year?
Both of their rookie years, Gibbs averaged 12.1.
Is that carries?
Travion, rush attempts, 12.1.
Okay, what about
Gibbs,
targets?
10.6. Targets, Gibbs had 2 more per game.
Okay, that's pretty significant, though.
Yeah, but would you say that Ramondre is a better receiver than the other guy on Detroit at that time?
Well, I mean, if we're going to commit sentiment,
Just say his name.
Look, I don't see a scenario in which Ramondre Stevenson continues to get better and better as he ages. I do see a scenario in which Henderson continues to get better and better as he's in the league.
100%.
And I
100%.
think that you will see, even if Henderson is a complete 50-50 this year, I think he'll have a ton of value with the big plays that he's gonna give you. In Gibbs' second year, I believe it was like a 57% snap share for Gibbs. Like, that's what I would expect this year. I think that's reasonable, Yeah,
I also think that Gibbs was a much better player in year one than Travion was. And so he didn't need to earn it as much. It was more like, okay, we're going to give it to him. We're going to give it to him because it's year 2 and because we think he can be the more consistent and explosive option, whereas they need to see it from Travion before like, I don't think Gibbs needed to take a step. I think he was already there, and it was just about giving him the more work.
Sure. But Gibbs
again, I'm not super down on Travion
in his second year. But
that's true. Absolutely. Deservedly so.
Yeah. I still think Henderson has the upside to finish multiple years top 10. In fact, I would personally be shocked if he doesn't have a top 10 finish in the next 3 years.
I do completely agree. It just, I can't get it out of my head that, like, in the most important games, they just didn't even want to put him on the field.
Yeah. Okay, Scatterboo off the board. I am on the clock. I need to know if Zerm wants to do this deal. If you don't, I'm going to make a pick. And actually, there is a teardrop for me now if I don't make this pick.
Just start filling my
I got a counter here. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing that. We're going to make a pick here. This is a player that I have been higher on than the entire world, it feels like. I have him ranked right by Breece Hall, who went at the 501. I have Breece Hall ranked higher. I have the player I'm about to select higher than Saquon Barkley in my rankings. I have the player I'm about to draft ranked higher than a lot of the guys who went off the board. And a lot of people don't like that I have this player ranked this high, but I don't care. We're going to draft Javonte Williams at the 605.
I figured that was coming.
Yeah. So we'll take Javonte off the board here. And we've got another pick coming up here at the 608 as well. I gotta be honest with you though, like, I'm starting to get really annoyed with people claiming they play in 2 to 3 year windows. It's actually starting to really frustrate me because it doesn't reflect in the way people value players. People like to say they play in 2 to 3 year windows when it's convenient for whatever rationale they're using or for whatever take they're giving. But they don't hold to it throughout every take. I don't know. Like, I don't want to harp on this. I'm not putting down anyone in particular, but I just think people are a little bit hypocritical, like screaming 2 to 3 year windows, and they don't really act like it at all.
Can you give me an example of like a player that this is happening with from your? Well, see, the thing is like I don't think that. Okay, you mean that they're putting more value on him because he's like going to start for 10 years?
Exactly. That's the comment I hear. Also think I always hear, well, this is stupid. I mean, he's going to be great for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, then don't lie to us and say that you're playing in a 2 or 3 year window. Zerms, this is the same offer I just declined, brother. You're going to have to come. Oh, look, I'm not opposed to making a deal here, but you're going to have to come harder than that, bro.
Yeah, I think that you're on the clock again, by the way.
Yeah.
I think that I feel like some people look like, oh, I'm playing in a 3 year window, but also at the end of the 3 years, how are these two players going to be valued? And it's like, you can't really you can't look at it like that. So I am kind of with you. I also think that there's plenty of
Zerms, I sent you an offer. I need to know ASAP. Like, I need to know now. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna take Jared Goff. I just think he's the best value on the board. Decorder, I hope you're not upset about that. I just feel like he is the best, most valuable player on the board right now. So, I believe you'll have plenty of trade negotiations available to you after this draft, whether that's with Jackson, with Dart, or Goff. But I just think that I can't let him fall any further than this. Sorry, what were we talking about?
Drake May.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to harp on it, but
I think you can also take advantage of it in a lot of situations.
Oh, that's exactly what I mean. 100%.
Because if somebody's valuing him as if he has 10 years of value, then you can sell him for a lot more, which is kind of what you brought in the video, right?
Yeah. Okay, so
let's see what Zerms
Goff
does
and
here.
Ward off the board there.
Okay, all right. I am going to take a player that I love. I think everybody can guess who this pick is. I need a wide receiver. He's by far the highest ranked player on the board for me. It's not even close. I'm going to take
Jameson
Jameson
Williams.
here.
Knew it. Yeah, not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all. As Mr. Shuck comes off the board here.
So I got Caleb and Bo Nix, Genty, Brees, Makai Lemon, Jameson Williams, and an extra first-round pick.
Styles, I might send you something here. I might send you something. Never mind. Never mind, sorry.
Clutch takes I'm drafting for our one nutted brother here. And Zach is drafting at the 108 for D Corridor.
Yeah, I'm drafting at the 8 spot. We've got Sammy at the 12 spot here, y'all.
I don't think I would have had the cojones to take Jared Goff the way you did.
He's just the best player available for me. I mean, I prefer him over everybody who's been drafted so far.
He's just not named Jackson, is why.
Right. Imagine if he was Jackson Goff.
I mean, Jackson Goff. You never know.
I will say, like, if I had this team afterwards, I'll be like, Dart, Jackson, and Goff are all available in trades, and anyway,
I'm sure people would be tripping over themselves to get into your DMs.
Tucker Kraft was a great pick.
Is this okay? There he is. I have a pick at the 8-1 coming up here, which I forgot about, so I got to get ready here. This is look. It's a lot more stressful when it's not your own team, man. I gotta say.
Yeah, I get that.
There's so much pressure, Like I don't want to disappoint my boy.
I get that for sure. Okay. This is tough.
On the clock, Travis Etienne comes off the board right before your pick.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna grab Casey Concepcion here.
All right.
We'll grab Casey Concepcion off the board. There goes Kyler Murray. And we've got another pick coming up here.
Surprised you didn't take a quarterback there.
Honestly, I was honestly pretty close to doing it.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
Crab is on the clock. I mean, hey, there are some good players on the board, man.
Yep.
I am just freaking filling this queue up like crazy. I don't know how you do it, not like just having to look back and forth between your rankings and the page.
It's hard, yeah. It's hard.
Hey, your cross to bear.
Only Nut says neither of those scenarios happening, and Price takes the lead back going forward. They must be having a conversation in the chat about this. Hey guys, Badaki is pursuing a clothing label brand. We announced that back in February. It's Kyler Murray off the board there at the 707. Travis Hunter.
It's a good pick.
Okay.
He's just gonna be so awesome, man. He's just gonna be like.
Is D Corridor in the chat? Do you want me to go a little more risky or a little bit safer here? That's what I want to know. Do you want a little more risk or a little bit of safety here? He says, have fun. Okay.
Is that the answer you're looking for, Zach?
I think that there is a glaring value if certain things. Okay, you know what? We're gonna play it a little bit differently. Sorry, I'm gonna call an audible here. We're gonna grab Bashul Tootin.
Good pick.
We're gonna grab Bashul Tootin at the 708. So we currently have a roster of Jackson, Dart, 2 players.
You gotta
Golf.
stop doing that.
I'm not doing it on purpose. I swear. Ken Walker, Javonte Williams, Bashul Tootin, Puka, and Casey Concepcion. As Laporta goes off the board at the 709. 300 people watching. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Do have a giveaway today. Gonna give away a live team playbook. If you haven't entered the giveaway, it's very simple. All you have to do is simply like the stream. That's step 1. And step 2 is to type our code word, which today is AJ. It's about as simple as it can possibly get. And wanted to let you guys know that we're doing a real startup draft just like this again next week. If you want to be a part of an experience like this, if you want maybe Sammy and I to draft for you or together, or if you want to draft against us, every single week there is a brand new startup draft available on landleagues.com. That is the pinned comment right now in the chat. So if you would like to be a part of it, I'll go ahead and pin that message there for you. But it's very simple. Just follow the steps here. And if you become a brand new member, all brand new promo code LAND annual Motherflock members get fast tracked into the drawing, right? So if you've been waiting for a while, you want to support the show, help us do awesome things like the draft guide that we released today, get some awesome perks in return, like live team playbook, customized review of your team, the vouchers, the Discord, access to the site, the rankings, and obviously getting fast tracked into a league, then consider becoming a promo code LAND annual Motherflocker member. That will get you fast tracked into a league with us. So I'd be interested to go back and look at the trade that I made, because it looks like it was Harold Fannin. Do we have all of the details on that trade? Okay, so I believe what it ended up being is Fannin and then the 1105 for Javonte Williams and Bashul Tootin. I believe that's what the trade ended up being.
Kyle Pitts comes off the board at the 712. What am I going to do here?
Oh, yeah, you're on the board.
Yeah. A few directions. I could take this. I'm going to take a guy that I really, really like the value of this offseason. I think he's undervalued. I think people have sort of forgotten what he did to start his career just because of a really bad 2025 for a bunch of things that weren't his fault at all.
Right.
And now it should be much better for him. I am going to take Jordan Addison with this pick.
Yep.
So we're sitting on Caleb Williams and Bo Nix at quarterback, Ashton Genty and Breece Hall, and then we have Mekhi Lemon, Jameson Williams, and Jordan Addison. I'm building a team of wide receiver 2s, which, depending on how you look at it.
I like Addison this year for sure. He's got a great chance to bounce back. I mean, his counterpart was drafted at the 109 there.
He was. He very much was. I really like Joel's draft, by the way. He's not afraid of the he's not afraid of the prison rehab.
No, he's not. Jack Pill, come draft against us, brother. If we're drafting Buns teams, it should be easy for you to draft against us next week.
Jeez.
Get in there, brother. Take advantage of our stupidity. Let Go says Laporta was excellent value, which I was considering him at the 709. It is a tight end premium, only 0.5 tight end premium though, so that's what ultimately made it harder for me to kind of be all in.
Yeah, I think he's, I think we're still lingering on this really good rookie season.
It's just hard to see the upside with all the weapons.
That's the thing. Well, and given that I believe so much in Jameson Williams, I just don't know if I just don't think he's nearly as talented, and I think he's gonna be in this like tight end 6 to 12 range for his entire career, and like how valuable is that?
Yeah. And a tight end premium more valuable than a non, obviously, but
if you compare him to the other tight ends, it's the same,
for sure. So we did get Stroud and Darnold off the board here at the end of the 7th, with Stroud being the 3rd quarterback for Kraken Schools, and Styles' 2nd quarterback is officially Mr. Sam Darnold.
Okay.
And I'm telling you right now, Jake has no quarterback 2. We've got Crab with no quarterback 2. Styles with Sam Darnold as quarterback 2. No quarterback 2 for Flo. Jesse with a lot of risk at his quarterback spot. I think Corridor is set up really well with the assets that he has. Clearly,
Dude,
a lot of potential partners.
Imagine you ask Zach to draft your team, and then he just gives you a chore.
I'll take this chore. I'll take it. You know what? I'll take the team. No, I'm just kidding. By the way, Crab is still on auto. I don't know if Crab.
Thanks for letting me. I
don't know if Crab knows,
your
but
team.
You're still on auto, my friend. I don't want you to be auto drafted, but I'm assuming you've got your queue set up.
He's clearly got it figured out here. I mean, this is a good team.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
It's a really good team, man. He knows what he's doing. He's got it figured out.
Looks like he could use a quarterback.
Come get it, brother.
We'll have some conversations, maybe. I mean, you and Corridor can have some conversations later on.
Come get your quarterback, brother.
Man, I hate that I traded Jameson right before his breakout last year.
Yeah. Hey, man. I mean, look, many such cases.
What can you do?
What can you do? Hey, this is why you just have to buy in now.
Yeah. Hey, T Legend, I'm going to send you a trade offer here.
T Legend 21 Drum Helms gets his QB3 with Bryce Young here. Too late, Zach.
Okay, Joel,
can't have it.
I'm going to send you a trade offer here. I'm going to ask you to move down 1 spot. And I'll give you...
I'm going to send you a 4th round pick.
I'll give him a 3rd. I'll give him a 3rd to move down 1 spot.
Free 3rd if you... Oh. Is that who you wanted?
That's who I wanted.
Knew it. The battery charge fall is real, man. I thought about him at the 801, but I was like, let's go less risky. I also needed a wide receiver.
Yeah, Joel, what if we did a... What if we did a swap like this? Let me know if you're interested. Okay. We're definitely not going to go a certain position here. Actually, there's a decent pick still on the board. Okay. Joel, if you're interested, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to make a pick here. I don't think I can shoot you a second. We're going to go DeAndre Swift at the 808. I don't think I can shoot you a second to make that swap. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to hold to the offer that I sent you. That's a great pick by Joel, though. That's who I was considering at the 708. And then I saw him almost fall all the way to me at the 808.
Joel scooping up everybody who's in the news this offseason.
Yeah. That's actually true.
I mean, look, it can work out. Like we know that it can absolutely work out. We get a trade completed.
Joel says, I'd rather relish the fact that I sniped you. That's okay. We did get a trade completed. It's not mine, but it looks like Styles sent a second and the 1004 to send got that and sent away the 809 there. That's so frustrating, seeing Jacobs fall that far and one pick before you.
It's such a hard pick to make right now, but I think once you get into the middle of the 8th round, it gets a lot easier. Right?
That's probably the steal of the draft so far.
I don't know. I mean, like, look, he was obviously a clear value. There's just like, this could go very poorly. Oh, damn! I wanted Ty Simpson.
Alec Pierce, Stafford, and Simpson all off the board here.
Yes, indeedy, they are. Gosh, this is a tough spot. If anybody wants to send me a quick trade ski, I'll won't take much. I'll consider moving down here.
I was thinking about it, but there's no one that I'm interested in enough.
I'm happy to take a similar price to what Styles just did as well, guys. So if I don't go that direction, what am I going to do here?
Solemn says, if you figure out who's going to eat between JMO and Laporta, then you'll win a lot of games. That's why they're a lot easier to take in a best ball format.
That's true. That is true. God, I was really hoping I didn't think Ty Simpson was going to go. Okay, I will go with...
They're both sniped, unfortunately, here.
I'm going to take another rookie wide receiver. I'm going to go Omar Cooper here. We're really building for the future here, which is good that I have 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, don't mind
and then
that
my
pick at all.
second pick... This is hard. This is really tough.
The young Padawan.
I would still be happy to move down. Oh, Zerms has sent me a trade. Okay, that I can't do.
Papa Dunk says the 812 pick is easy for him. I wonder who it would have been.
Oh, wait. There's your offer, Zerms. It's in your inbox. You got 20 seconds, brother.
And while we're waiting on that, 20 seconds.
I got another offer.
I would love for you guys to contribute to an upcoming video. If you've ever traded a 20... Not ever, but... If you've traded 27 first in the last, let's say, since February, I'd like for you to contribute and be a part of an upcoming video that I'm putting together.
Okay, trade didn't get done. I took
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis at the 901 as my QB3 on this roster. I think could be an in-season piece to move as well.
Yep. Don't mind it at all.
I think that, it's kind of like the Justin Fields thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is a much better bet to go all in on. It's a much better bet to go all in on in redraft as opposed to Dynasty.
Yeah.
I released my first redraft video of the year today, just some early favorite picks, and Malik Willis was one of them.
Wow.
If you want to
Okay.
hear more about that, go watch the video. But I just think that it's a risk reward thing, right? Like he's going to cost nothing in redraft. He's going to cost absolutely nothing. You're going to take him in like the double digit rounds.
Can I just say real quickly,
Yeah.
I'm shocked that Eli Stowers is still available in this tight end premium format. So I'm going to take him here at the 905. Perfect stash for corridor long term. It's only a 0.5 tight end premium, so it's nothing crazy, but I thought he would have been taken over like Gadsden, for example. Is that
Yeah,
am I off there?
I have Stowers over Gadsden.
Okay.
But I mean, Simpson and Cooper just went though. So like in terms of the rookies off the board,
Yeah.
it lines up. But yeah, there are definitely some other players that.
And a tight end premium, though,
like
I think I'm taking Stowers over like Coleman.
I'm taking him over Coleman in a tight end premium. Yeah.
Yeah. There goes Boston. So I guess that's that tier
There's
of rookies
3.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just think that it's gonna be like. Actually, no, I'm not gonna spoil. Go watch the video to hear what I have to say about that. I'm gonna pull a Zach here, which is the smart thing to do.
Which channel is that on? Sorry.
That's fantasy. That's
Okay.
fantasy. Sammy Tech's fantasy came out today. Chase Brown on the thumbnail.
Okay, yeah. There you guys are. Go make sure you watch Sammy's content there. Draft this guy. I love it.
Draft this guy. Draft him now. Well, you can't draft him now, but
Chase Brown.
But draft him now.
My guy for
Once you
me
can draft
last
him?
year, so I like that he's on the thummy.
Yeah, yeah. Once when you can draft him now. You can't
Yeah.
draft yet, but when you can.
T Gotsi says Gads is what Stowers fully realized is.
Oh, that's insane.
I love T Gotsi, but that seems like a wild statement to me.
Stowers is like Gadsden if he was like, the best receiving tight end in his class, which he wasn't because he was a 5th round pick.
That's a hot take. I mean, I love Gadsden,
hot.
but
I don't get the Gadsden stuff, man. It was like 4 weeks. Like he did it for 4 weeks.
yeah.
And he only got an opportunity.
But
'cause
what he
Will
did in that
Dissly
span
got
was
hurt.
so special. It was so enticing.
Imagine, what's crazy, Zach? If it weren't for a Will Dissly injury, Oronde Gadsden would have never hit the field.
Potentially, I
wouldn't
think
be
you do
having
have to ask
conversation.
questions about his target share this year. But I also think there'll be in a lot of 2 tight end sets.
For sure. Honestly,
Which then
Zach, like Oronde Gadsden is Isaiah Likely. He's just Isaiah Likely.
My question, my biggest concern in LA is who is on the field in 2 wide receiver sets.
They would be stupid to. No, they wouldn't be stupid. It would be dumb to take Ladd off the field for Trey Harris. That would be. And you can't have Keenan on there in 2 wide receiver sets because Keenan, even if Keenan does sign, he cannot play on the outside.
Yeah,
so
that's.
I think that I do honestly think with McDaniel coming over and the shift to heavier like tight end personnel specifically, I do think that makes me feel better about Ladd if Keenan comes back.
Yeah.
Because like unless Trey Harris takes a big step, Ladd should be out there for all the 2 wide receiver stuff, which I imagine they'll run a lot of.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. Okay.
How deep are you planning on going?
We'll go through round 10. We'll go through round 10.
Okay, so I'll get to make the 11th round pick as well then.
Yeah. If you guys haven't yet done so, be a friend, hit the like button on the stream. In fact, if you want to enter today's giveaway for a live team playbook, this is one of your last opportunities to do so. All you have to do to enter is simply like the stream and then type in today's code word, which is AJ. Zom's on top of it. That's the code word for today in honor of the AJ Brown trade. I hate that I'm drafting by Joel because I just feel like I can't always get what I want. That's a good pick.
Can't always get.
I like the
what
Mike
you
Evans pick there.
want.
I was hoping he was going to fall to me.
Mm.
And honestly, surprised Styles has one running back through 10 rounds.
Who needs him? Who freaking needs him, dude?
Looks like you might have another trade partner there, D Corridor, later on.
More chores for you, D Corridor.
Hey, some people actually enjoy these chores. All right.
They do. I'm one of those people. I love it. I love a good trade.
Okay, I was gonna say, can we talk about this player? But he hasn't been drafted yet. There's a player I'd like to discuss. I don't want to commit code cinnamon, but I wonder if anyone was able to sell him high before an event happened today.
Oh, yes. It's weird because I think it's one of those things where, like, I feel like I've been operating like AJ Brown's a Patriot the entire time.
Yeah.
And I don't want, I feel like the market definitely double counts stuff.
Sure. I agree with that. Okay, Coker and Downs are gone, and I only have to assume that the player that I want is going to be taken by Joel.
You have to assume.
I have to assume. Well, I love that player.
Wasn't him.
I'm willing to trade back here if anybody wants to move up. I would take a late 10th and a pick swap somewhere else if anybody's interested. Let me just field that for 1 second.
You want to move down like 3 spots?
I'm not opposed.
Okay. Do I want to jump up for that? I don't know. I don't think so. Could.
Well, I personally think that this guy is a little bit underrated now. We're gonna draft Michael Pittman.
I agree.
That's who I wanted Mike Evans, but my backup was Michael Pittman at that pick.
Love me some Michael Pittman.
So that's going to end up being the last pick that I make here for Corridor. Corridor, if you're with us, you can go ahead and take over now, my friend.
Leave a Google review. Tell your friends.
I wish you nothing but luck, and I hope you feel good about the team that you were left with. But I don't know. You guys let me know. Why don't you go ahead and grade my draft for Corridor here? So we end up with Jackson Dart, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff. By far, it's not even close, the best quarterback room in this league. Not even close. Tons of flexibility there. A ton of teams who need quarterback. Our running back room is Ken Walker, Javonte Williams, Bashul Toot, and DeAndre Swift. I've given you Stowers, who you'll probably need to pair with a veteran later on. And then at receiver, that's where, obviously, coming out of the draft, it's going to be your weakest. Well, tight end's probably your weakest spot, but Puka, Concepcion, Pittman, and I'm hoping that you can get some more vets in there as well. Gotsy says no Keon Coleman, so it's a D-. And Sammy is about to finish his draft as well. He's done a great job here for One Nut. We're gonna call him now. Who do you walk away with here, Sammy?
So yeah, but I have 2 more picks. But our quarterbacks, we have Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and Malik Willis. We have Genty and Breece Hall. We have Mekhi Lemon, Jameson Williams, Jordan Addison, and Omar Cooper. And then we have an extra first-round pick as well in 2027, which I'm quite excited about.
You've done a great job here as well.
Thank you.
2 guys having good drafts, I would say.
Just
talking shop,
a couple
talking
guys
ball,
hanging out.
Just
a couple guys hanging out, having some good drafts. That's all. That's all it is.
As Jaden Higgins, another name I was considering at the 10:08 if I was going to draft a
pick.
receiver.
Where did this guy go?
Wandale.
Okay. Wait a second. Is this guy off the board? He's not. Okay.
Who are you
That could be
thinking?
fun. I think what I'm going to do... I'm going to get my boy a tight end.
Okay.
I'm going to take George Kittle with this first pick.
Great pick.
At the 10-12.
I almost draft Kittle at the 10:08.
This is a Wandale was definitely in the mix here. But I'm going to take a year 2 guy who I think, didn't get a ton of looks as a rookie, but was a first round pick. And in the 11th round, I think Matthew Golden.
Yeah. 2 really good picks there.
Come off the board here.
2 fantastic picks by the boy Sammy Stacks to end the draft here. So both Corridor and One Nut are going to take over their teams now. Friendly reminder, guys, we've got another real draft happening this time next week. It's the Medusa League. Would love for you guys to be a part of it. Obviously, if you become a promo code LAND annual Mother Flock, remember you get a guaranteed spot in a league. So you'd be fast-tracked right on in. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions. But that is now available to enter at landleagues.com. Would love for you guys to have an experience like the guys did today. But let's go ahead, and what we'll do is there are some team reviews we'll get to. But first, there are 2 trade questions. And consider this your last opportunity to enter today's drawing for a team playbook. All you had to do to enter was simply like the stream and type the code word, which was AJ. All right, that was our code word for today. Like the stream, type AJ. You'll be entered in. We'll do these trade questions. And if you would like to get a trade reviewed on the stream, now's a great time to submit, right? The link tree that you guys can see tonight will allow you to not only submit a trade, it'll allow you to submit a team review if you want to get a team reviewed. The season pass is more for the redraft side of things, so just ignore that. But if you want to ask a trade question, if you want to become a member or get a playbook or join a league, the season pass, the link tree is available for you. Okay, let's go to Matthew here. Matthew and Bree in the chat. Matthew would send away Jackson Smith and Jigba. He would get back Jordan Tyson and 2 late firsts, which is not enough for me. I don't know how you feel.
If it's 2 2027 firsts, I think it's a lot closer. The fact that you got to wait for that extra pick does matter a good bit to me here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Start
if
11,
much
so
more than
it's a pretty massive lineup, but
look, this could be like if you're rebuilding and you're kind of really top heavy. JSN's like your only good player. I could see it making sense. I think this is probably team dependent for me.
He's definitely not got the best team, so tearing down off of JSN is not a bad move at all from him.
Do they have a second first in 2027? The other squad?
Let's see. They have firsts. Yeah, they've got plenty of firsts. They've got a lot of picks.
Oh my gosh.
I would probably ask for another first.
I need 2 27 picks.
And I would send back like Chuba Hubbard. So you're getting Tyson 3 firsts for JSN and Chuba Hubbard. Is that too much to ask for, you think?
I don't think it's too much. I think if I'm getting if I can get 2 27 firsts on teams that are look like they could be playoff teams.
We can also send Sutton in these deals with Chuba. Get some of those veteran points off your team. So I just think right now it's a little light.
Getting a third first would be big for this, of course.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think for some reason people expect more from a Chase deal than a JSN deal is what I'm finding out, but I think you should expect the same. You know what I mean? You should be expecting at least that.
Yeah, 100%.
Back. So
100%.
Matthew says, Bree said we start directing at the morgue and prison tomorrow morning.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love it. I can't wait to see it. The Pigeon Man here with the trade says, I'm in purgatory, but am I selling low on Justin Jefferson? He would send away Jefferson and Reed in the 206 for Purdy in the 102. I got to be honest with you. This seems like maximizing Justin Jefferson right now.
I do not think you're selling low at all. You're getting Cardinal Tate
And Brock Purdy. I mean, would you...
Yeah.
Jefferson is a mid-second and a startup for me. Let's say the 203 to the 206. Would you not trade that pick in a startup for 2 third-rounders?
Yeah, 100% you would.
100%. Like the Reed and the 206 side of this don't matter at all to me. I think this is a... Honestly, even if I was contending, I'd have a hard time not accepting this trade.
I tend to agree with you.
So I can't think of a reason why you would decline that, to be honest. Let's go get Purdy in the 102. If you guys want to submit any trade questions on today's stream, you can feel free to do so, but and we will get to them. But we're going to get to the giveaway part of today's stream. We've got 78 entries. Wow, that's a lot. 78 of you guys entered into today's giveaway for a live team playbook. All you had to do was like the stream and type AJ into the chat to be entered. There's only one winner today, though, Sammy. We do not have multiple winners today. It's only one. So I wish you all good luck. Who do you think is going to win, Sammy? If you actually, you know what?
Drum roll, man. You're freaking like, come on.
I would like to see how good you are at predicting the future. What is the first letter of the name that will win tonight?
Give me C.
Okay. I'm going to go with M.
C and M.
Yeah. We're going to go...
Well, this isn't fair because you're just going to rig it.
I can't rig it. All right, we'll stick with M. Okay, here we go. Good luck to all, and to all a good luck to win a live team playbook on today's stream. It looks so close. It looks like it's T Gotzi, so neither of us.
No way.
But T Gotzi ends up winning. T Gotzi, send me a DM. I'll make sure and hook you up, my friend. It's always fun to see some of the OGs end up winning there. But okay, we're gonna jump into some team reviews. Sammy, stay as long or as short as you'd like, by the way.
Yes, sir.
But we've got some reviews here to have a look at. No pro passes, so we'll just start straight from the top with C. Drone. I'm probably saying that wrong. But appreciate you, my friend, for being here. The team name is Darth Neighbors, which is nice. That's unique. Haven't seen too many Darth Neighbors out there. Now, Sammy, it's a 10-team league, and it's a super flex start 9. So, not the biggest lineup, not the biggest league.
Yeah, small league, small lineup.
Yep. He says, trying to keep myself an elite contender, but retool into some 27 picks and younger assets. Those might be contradicting.
Two different things.
Contradicting statements, yeah. But
oh my gosh.
We'll see what we can do here for you.
Pivot to younger assets. Like, brother, win the league. What are we doing?
Yeah. Let's read it out though.
Yeah.
This
so
is crazy.
We're starting Jackson Dart and Trevor Lawrence, Devon Achane, Javonte Williams, Malik Neighbors, Justin Jefferson, Trey McBride at tight end, and then 2 more. Christian McCaffrey, and Rashee Rice. And then our bench is Chase Brown, Brian Thomas Jr., Tyler is a QB3, Fannin, Laporta, and Kittle, all on the bench. We got a few picks this year. It looks like we don't have our 27 first, which I don't really care, but it is of note.
Yeah. It's a tight end premium, by the way. Can you, Sammy, on the site, if it says 1.5, are we saying the tight end premium is 0.5 here? I
think that should mean how many points a tight end gets for a reception. Is what I would say. So it's a half point premium.
Just want to make sure I understand what logic we're working with on the back end.
Yeah, I will. I'll bring that up to make that more clear. I think it's better to say what the extra is as opposed to what the.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So.
Great team. Your untouchables, you've got a lot, like the Neighbors, McBrides, Achan, Jeffersons. Honestly, on a small team, small league, I don't really see a reason to sell any of those elite assets. I would be holding like the names that we think will gain value this year, like Rice, Thomas, Murray. You can easily drop Kendre Miller, Davis Mills if you wanted to. You could also add like Adonai Mitchell there if you wanted to drop him. Jameis Winston if you wanted to drop him. On the waiver wire, there are some interesting names like Chigakonkwo, I think should be rostered in a tight end premium. I know you have a ton of tight ends,
100%.
but ideally we can package quite a few of those and upgrade somewhere. So yeah, Chigakonkwo is interesting. I also feel like Keaton Mitchell piqued my interest a little bit as well. But this is a great team. Now,
I think on his message,
yeah,
like this is the type of thing where I think that maybe you and I view this a little differently than, I don't know, I don't watch a ton of Dynasty content, but other people in the space or whatever, like some people might look at this team and go, oh, it's so strong. Let's try and add some 27 picks and stay as a good team so that we can,
right.
Be good for longer. And I kind of look at it like, no, I want to maximize guaranteeing myself a championship. And then instead of, having picks for the next 3 years, I'm paid for the next 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
Like, I think that is how I'm viewing this completely. I do not care about adding picks on this roster. I want to make this starting lineup as good as possible to win the league this year and probably next year.
I think if you wanted to, it would be your tight ends where you get additional picks from, like Fannin or Laporta.
If nothing's on the table to...
You could also use them to just upgrade the other parts of your roster.
Exactly. Like, if nothing's on the table to upgrade, then sure. But the fact that you have 4, like, startable tight ends means that there are other teams that need them. And so I'm going to want to use these guys to try and tier up wherever I can.
So I would call this a juggernaut for sure. This is a pretty good use of the juggernaut terminology.
All right.
And I would probably give you an A as a grade. Can't go Thanos. A Thanos has...
No, not quite.
A May, Josh Allen, has a Gibbs with the Achan. So it's not quite the Thanos, but it's an incredibly talented team. And those rookie picks aren't really going to mean anything at all. In fact, in deals that you are trying to get done, I probably would be looking at packaging them to, make some sort of upgrades. The hard part is, Sam, he's like, I'm looking across this roster and I'm thinking like, yeah, we can tier up, but I like all these players, like in this world, are we using McCaffrey to tier up? We could, but you are also
this is the perfect roster to have McCaffrey.
Right. You're also in a position where McCaffrey makes so much sense to keep. I think Javante's undervalued. I feel like Rice is undervalued. Brian Thomas it's a weird time to sell him.
There's two main. Here's what I would be looking at. I'd be happy to upgrade from Trevor Lawrence to an elite name. I like the Trevor Lawrence price. I think it's perfectly fine. I don't think he's necessarily undervalued. So if I can get up to, there's a guy that we both like that some people don't, in Jaden Daniels.
Yep.
A Lamar Jackson.
So what we need to do is we need to package a tight end if we're going to try that, right?
Exactly. And the other thing, I think that trying to get Devon Achan up to one of the elites.
Okay. I really like Achan still, but I'm not opposed to that if the right offer is out there.
I just love the other 3 running backs at cost so much.
I think, Sammy, let me know if you disagree, but I think if he's going to get a first from any of these players, the only thing that really makes sense to me is like selling Fannin or Laporta for one of the future firsts in 27 or 28 because they are in excess and that asset is just more reliable long-term for flexibility. Then that's what would make sense to me. Laporta can be late firsts, but I think in a tight end premium small league, there's going to be an emphasis on tight end strength, and you probably don't want to give it to one of your biggest competitors if they need help there, but I'd probably be looking for a mid first for Fannin. But let's see if there's a tight end needy team. The guy who has Josh Allen is a tight end needy team. He has Brenton Strange. in this scenario, would you send Lawrence and Fannin? I mean, does that get you close to Josh Allen in a tight end premium? I'm not sure.
I think it might.
I hate KTC, but this is where sometimes I just use them to see. It is still the most used. I do this all the time. You know,
I do this all the time to just gauge, like, is this, because, like, you know, sometimes it's hard to gauge your values versus the market. I'm like, this is something that I like. Is this like a realistic move that isn't, you know, completely ridiculous?
So it's not crazy. I mean, maybe we add that 210 on there, or like the rest of those picks that he's got. He had the 210, he had some thirds, or what was it? The 210, 309, 409. Like, you can add as many of those on as you want. If that doesn't work, you know, is Rachaad White interesting to them? Xavier Worthy. So that's a great fit for you. And then you're getting freaking, you know, Josh Allen. See,
this guy could use maybe like this guy. I mean, you're not like a buy Drake May guy, but
no,
I think
but that it's all in context, because even in the videos where I sell Drake May, I say, look, if you're in a small league with a small lineup, then I'm not saying that you need to sell Drake May and you have everything stacked, right? Like, this is one of those leagues where I'm not opposed to buying Drake May because it's such a small league and you've already got some depth. Yeah. So what do we think? Like,
same thing, honestly, as the Josh Allen deals. I think
Trevor Fannin plus Fannin.
Trevor Fannin, I think, straight up.
Yeah. I wonder if we could get something back for this, though. Because this is the ideal trade down I would want if it was a 12-team start 10 and, you know, teams are far more even.
Can we upgrade somewhere else?
That's what I was trying to figure out, but it doesn't seem like, I mean, he has the 101. What if we did like we sent him Achane, maybe?
Achane for the 101, I think that's a perfectly good little upgrade to make.
Yeah, if not, I'm okay not to. I don't necessarily need some big upgrade. You could also try and turn. I love Javonte Williams, but no, you're contending. It doesn't make sense there. I was trying to find a way to get the 104, basically, but I just don't see where that happens here. So that makes sense as an option. Let's keep looking. I'm surprised that there's this many teams who need tight end. Maybe it's because you're hoarding all of them. The Daniels owner has Jake Ferguson. This is perfect.
Shout out
now,
to him. Okay, so
I think we do Laporta instead here, though.
Try Laporta first?
Yeah.
But then I would do Fannin. Like, that's so easy for me, honestly.
I would say you should probably expect something in return. Don't you think?
I mean, I have him in the same tier as Allen and May, so like I get that the market maybe you should, but at a certain point I'm not going to let some tiny little plus prevent me from getting a deal done that I think is really, really good for my
team. I will say, like, if he wants to move off CMC in this fashion, where he sends CMC and gets back James Cook, that's when it could make sense, right?
Yeah,
like
I agree.
That's the extending the window move that does actually make logical sense. Sure. That could also be Javonte Williams, or Chase Brown. Like, you're kind of removing some risk from any of those names. But I am surprised. There's a lot of legitimate options. We're not going to go to Jordan Love or anything. But
could we go? Okay, well, we could do. Who else does that guy have? The Jordan Love team.
The Jordan Love team. His best player is George Pickens or Breece Hall, which I don't think.
Yeah, it doesn't help us much, really. We want a bigger tier up. Like, is
but
there any thought
even these
here,
guys, like, Sammy, sorry to interrupt. The guys who need tight end have their firsts. So if they want to do one of these deals up top that we talked about, like those are still viable. But sorry,
Fannin for a 27 first, and then you can move the pick mid-season, or just keep it.
Just flexible.
Exactly.
You can use it in whatever trade you want to. Lamar Jackson.
Like, I'm always going to try and improve my roster on a team like this, but I completely get if you can't get a deal done that you like, to just try and move Fannin for a first, because the first probably helps you more, honestly.
I don't think you're going to get Lamar because he already has Tucker Kraft, so I don't imagine he would do some sort of Fannin deal. and then you don't want to move Trey McBride. What if you did a very small deal? I kind of view McBride as a small sell if the right offer is there, and only to get to Bowers. I'm just thinking like McBride, Trey McBride plus Xavier Worthy for Brock Bowers. You know, like a lot of people have them back to back. Does Rashad White get it done? Does Xavier Worthy get it done?
Who can you find the Bowers guy? I just want to see if there's maybe a player on there that we see as undervalued that you could do in a little 2 for 2. Would you do? Who do we have at running back?
We've got Javonte, Achan, Brown, CMC.
I was thinking like CMC for Henry, but I think you're not really accomplishing much there.
Yeah, it's just a straight pivot, really. But they could use some depth at receiver.
Maybe he likes Trevor Lawrence more than Bo Nix.
Okay, sure.
And we don't care.
Yeah, I would do that.
I think the market kind of sees that just because of the crazy end of the season he had.
Yeah.
But you and I both have them.
Trevor Lawrence and Trey McBride for Bowers and Nix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the main deals that make sense to us. Transparently, we wouldn't be too focused on, maximizing getting future draft capital. The one player on your team that I think really could fall off in the next couple of years is probably McCaffrey. He probably has the most risk, but he also has the chance to win a championship.
He could win you the league this year. Yeah,
that's the give and take there that you're kind of balancing. But again, like we don't really want to sell Thomas, Rice, your running backs, and in a league that's so small, it doesn't really make sense to sell Jefferson, Neighbors, Achan, McBride, unless you're going to like a Bowers there. But hopefully that's helpful, man. Congratulations on one hell of a team. You should be very, very proud of the squad that you've put together there.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely a banger of a team, Sammy.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm gonna call it here, Zach.
Yes, sir.
The puppy is getting very antsy down here.
That's okay. Sammy did just release his first redraft video of the year, so if you guys haven't checked it out yet, go and subscribe to his fantasy channel there. And you've also got the Dynasty one.
Dynasty channel, and the first like video on the Dynasty channel, which will be like going forward, will be out on Friday. Okay. So stay tuned for that. Go subscribe over there. Make sure you don't miss it.
Yes.
And and Zach, actually, I wanted to ask you. You're gonna have to. We have our auction league draft tomorrow night, right?
Yeah.
The Atlas.
Yeah. Let me double check. We do have a rookie draft tomorrow. Yes.
Which I'm in the league, which will be fun. So that'll be a good time. And then you'll have to let me know what the schedule is going forward, when you're moving to the redraft streams and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think I will. I think in July, at the beginning of July,
you'll flip over?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing streams on Fantasyland Football. And if you guys haven't heard, that is where I'm going to be posting a lot of content. From, I would say July to December. You're going to see a lot more content on Fantasyland Football and a lot of weekly streams, probably multiple streams. We'll be doing some best ball drafts as well with the community. I would love for you guys to come join us, and me and Sammy will jump into some of those best ball drafts, I'm sure, because I'm not going to be able to hold myself back. Like I'm going to want to get some real practice. I don't know about you, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone said they came because of Zach, but they stayed because of Sammy. So my power
he put the AO in his own message. That's
my power goes beyond my own abilities. I mean, maybe there were talks last year in the Flock League that I may or may not start an OnlyFans, and who knows what sort of money I'm leaving on the table. What number would I sell my soul for? You've got a little puppy action.
She wants to say hi.
Bean. I was going to see if Bean would come, but... Hello, puppy. Okay, give me 1 second. This is going to be funny. 1 second.
This is Mocha. She's very confused. We're going to... I'm about to. I feel bad because I'm about to mog Zach's dog. Let's get the camera out of the mic out of the way for you. You're okay. You don't normally sit on my lap, do you? Does she look flustered, guys? Okay, she wants down. You can go down. You're fine. You're fine. Just put your paws down. There you go. No, she's not. There we go. She's very confused. Hey, there we go. Doggo's on the stream.
The question is,
I think
if we let both of our puppies draft.
Gosh, I don't think it would go very well.
Who might have the better draft there? How old is yours?
Oh, she's like a year and a half.
Too cute. Well, he's 3. Say hello.
Zom Chris is putting money on Mocha.
If we had them race, maybe we could have people bet on it.
She's like falling asleep here.
Maybe if there's a sports betting site that will put odds lines out, we can set something up. Okay.
Heck yeah, dude.
Thanks for joining, brother.
Have a great night, everybody. Yes, sir.
All right.
I can't wait to see everybody tomorrow.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow, bro. Later.
See you later, guys.
So, no longer with Sammy Stacks, but we're going to do some team reviews today. Let's jump straight into it. Definitely, guys, go give Sammy a follow on his channels. We want to make sure that we support our own, right? And he's putting out great content. And I can tell you, as someone who started off in the space, really without any supporters, I guess, if we're being honest, it's tough. It's tough to break through. And you put so much time and effort into your content. And eventually, if you keep doing that, people will recognize it. But, you know, it's just hard when you're first starting. It's hard not to be discouraged. So, you know, please go show him some love on his content, because I'm not saying that he's not doing well or anything, but I'm just saying, like, I know what it's like to be there when you're putting your whole time and effort and energy into something, right? And you want people to, you know, to kind of see what you're putting out there. So go show him some love. We love Sammy Stacks. All right. Is Chef Keith in the building? You know what? If anybody is waiting on a review and they're in the building, let me know. I want to know who we are going to have here while we're doing these reviews. I am going to go to Chef Keith here, though. Chef Keith, thanks for being a member, my friend. It's awesome to have you a part of the community, and I appreciate you showing some support. You know, earlier we talked about how if you are not a member yet on the Flock Fantasy website with the code LAND, it's a great time to do so, because you get guaranteed spot into a LAN league, right? The Medusa League is live on landleagues.com. You get a guaranteed spot. You get fast tracked. Now, part of your membership, you also get a customized review from me, which is what you're going to see from these guys on the stream today, right? Now, if you're going to go and submit a team playbook and get it reviewed today, if you become a member, you by default get tier number 1. However, you can upgrade to the second tier, which skips the queue, and you can upgrade to the Pro Pass, which doubles your playbooks, doubles your reviews. V Milani is here, which you'd love to see. He says, submitted my second team review in a month because my mind is bugging on this team. Morgan has one coming up. That might be Mojo down there. So that's awesome that we got you guys here in the chat. Okay, Chef Keith is in a Superflex Start 9. So it is a smaller lineup there, but this is a 12-teamer. So that's the difference between the last team we reviewed and this one. This team is ranked 3rd on the Flock site. It is ranked 1st at quarterback, 3rd at running back, 5th at receiver, and 9th at tight end. He says, just want to know where I stand. And honestly, I think I have a chance this year. Maybe tier down from Drake May. I believe I need help at wide receiver, looking for trade options, late round draft picks, and to help. I believe I need help at wide receiver, looking for trade options, late round draft picks, and for you to help me improve like last year. Also, send my regards to Badaki. Hope he's doing well. He's doing fantastic. He has got a clothing label that he started. What's the way to say it? Like it's a plus size clothing label. I can tell he's really kind of in his zone, you know. So definitely make sure you guys are supporting him. All right. So Saucy Bees is the team name. We don't really have any impactful picks in 2026. We don't even have, we also don't have our own 27 first. But players on this team who we would consider, you know, the untouchables would be Drake May, Ashton Genty. In a small league like this, you're going to have to get a pretty decent return on those names. Players that I want to hold right now, for me, Javonte Williams is underrated right now. He's undervalued. Travis Hunter, another one of those names where he's not worth selling. Right now, the market isn't a sell market. I think we can add to this like Emeka Egbuka just because I think people aren't giving him the credit that he deserves at least on the flock side, I would say. And then we'll say Terrence Ferguson. It's frustrating to see the way they've drafted tight ends and re-signed them, but LA's all in. We know that for sure. If you want to drop some people, you've got Joe Milton, which you could drop. Justin Fields, if you need to clear up some space. Keandre Lambert-Smith is droppable. Calvin Austin, Colby Parkinson, these guys are all droppable. And to be honest with you, I'm actually really confused why Malik Willis is on the waiver wire. Maybe that's because you guys do like your draft and waiver wire combined. I'm not sure. But he needs to be rostered. And I would probably roster Trevor Etienne over like the Keandre Lambert-Smith type players. But right now, without our pick, we are definitely a Windows open roster. We got to go out there and go all in and really compete because we don't have our own pick. If we aren't competitive, it's going to help out one of our competitors. But we're starting May, Herbert, Genty, Williams, Egbuka, Brown, Goddard maybe, and then we're flexing. We only have 2 flexes, which would be Lab McConkey and Travion Henderson. So the good news is we've got a pretty decent team. I would probably give this team tight end position definitely hurts you. I kind of lean like a B-. I think that's pretty fair. Like a B- seems relatively fair there. There's no tight end premium, so it would be worse. Like if you didn't have any tight ends and it was a tight end premium, that would be worse. It could be worse, right? Bulletproof is the team name of the pick you have, and they've got a pretty decent team there. Not opposed to tearing down off of Drake May. We can definitely have a look at what that would entail. So why don't we actually start there? You know, you asked, like, should I tear down from Drake May? You also mentioned, I believe I need help at wide receiver. I don't think you are as needy as you think you are, personally. Like, the combination of AJ, who's a veteran, who's going to help you out a lot right now. Egbuka could ascend. McConkey could ascend. Metcalf is going to be in a better offense. At least I believe so. So I think you could add a name there, but I don't think you need to go something like nuclear, right? But let's have a look. From Drake May, Dart and Puka is probably not possible. But what if you did... Actually, let's think about that for a second. Let's think about that. Jackson Dart plus Puka Nacua or JSN. For Drake May, this might actually be more possible than I'm thinking. So Drake May, and then we'll add on like a Lab McConkey. I don't want to sell Lab McConkey, but if you're able to do something like that where you get Dart and Puka Nacua, that to me seems like a no-brainer. You could go Mahomes there as well. And obviously, this is interchangeable for JSN or Puka. Whoever ends up being possible to make a deal with. But I really like that trade a lot. And I think there's a much closer point per game output that May and Dart could have compared to those receivers. Okay, let's keep looking. Caleb Williams. Yeah, Caleb Williams, George Pickens is interesting. That's okay. Let's keep looking. Jaden Daniels. Ooh, I would love something like this. Jaden Daniels. And then we add on top Brian Thomas. That would be perfect for your team, actually. And a lot of people will do that straight up. But, you know, if you had to send back a Wandale, you know, we could afford to do something like that. If you had to send back a DK Metcalf, a Josh Downs, right? Like, these are all doable for us in a counter. Honestly, that's pretty ideal. Both the Dart and Daniels deals are very, very attractive to me. Jalen Hurts, not a receiver there that I think makes sense. Lamar, I don't think you're going to get Lamar and Amon-Ra, unfortunately. Lamb, I don't really want to tier up to right now. Not the right time. Drake London. Cam Ward is just so far. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work, unfortunately. So those are your main options there if you were to tier down off of Drake. But transparently, I don't think you really have to do anything right now. The one move that you could make is trying to send that 27 first and go out and get like a Colston Loveland. Or you could go and send that second away, which you've got a second, right? Yeah, you do. So we would try and band-aid this with like a Mark Andrews, a George Kittle. George Kittle could be perfect. Those level of tight ends. Is there another one that comes to mind? Let me just see. George Kittle. You're not going to get Laporta. Yeah, those are the names that make sense. I also wouldn't mind doing like a 27 third plus fourth for Chigakonkwo. That would be a good addition to your team as well. But solid squad, man. I'd hold on to that first, unless you can get like a Loveland type of player. And maybe you throw like DK Metcalf into that deal, Wandale Robinson. I doubt it's a non-tight end premium, so who knows what's possible, but I doubt you're going to get Loveland for a straight first, but some sort of package deal there. But it's a great team, honestly. Tight end, band-aid it. Don't spend up unless you get a top name, and go into the season expecting to win. And keep that 27 first for in-season. You can be flexible with it if you need to fill a gap somewhere. All right, we did just get Snively. He says, I just threw a team review in, and the reason I'm jumping to his is because he did get the priority pass. So he's actually going to jump the queue. He got that tier 2 product. So Snively, let me know if you hear me, if you're here with me, because we're going to go ahead and jump into your review, my friend. Appreciate you showing some love to the channel and showing some support. Team name is William Cheng's Flip-Flops. William Cheng, is that the guy from American Idol like ages ago? Or am I... That might be something else. So it's another Superflex Start 9. We've got 3 in a row that are Superflex Start 9s. The Flock site has you ranked 5th at quarterback, 1st at running back, 11th at receiver, and 10th at tight end. What's up, dude? Welcome in. Okay. It says, just drafted this team last night. Didn't go anything like I planned, but I feel like I cooked. Okay. Let's have a look, shall we? We're ranked 1st. You've got your untouchable in Jahmyr Gibbs. You've got some good players here that I would like to hold, like a Jonathan Brooks. Y'all know we love us some Jonathan Brooks. We've got Chris Bell, who's a strong hold. Eli Stowers is a strong hold. And probably at this point, Kyler Murray is better a hold than a sell. Players that you could drop if you wanted to. Only if you wanted to clear space, probably I would start with Eli Heidenreich, unless, you know, you're a big Heidenreich guy, which could be a possibility. And if you had to clear space, the next decision would be tough, but it probably ends up being Tez Johnson, which sucks. I wouldn't really want to drop him unless there's someone on the waiver wire that, you know, is worth dropping him for. Oh, I would drop him for Caleb Douglas. I think I would. I would rather have Douglas on the team. A lot of good players on the waiver wire, actually. Adam Randall is a funner. Funner's not a word, but I think he's a better handcuff than Eli Heidenreich is. If you disagree, then, you know, no need to take any sort of action there. But Adam Randall, to me, is a better prospect. Okay. So, with this team, we are starting Dart, Shuck, or Murray. Gibbs, Achane, Tate, Evans for now. One of those tight ends. And then we are flexing Bucky along with probably Lemon or Wan'Dale Robinson. Not a bad team at all. Coming out of a startup, I think you did pretty good, honestly. He says, my receivers worry me a good bit, but I feel like I have a lot of youth and talent. Yeah, this is a decent team, honestly. Coming out of a startup, you did pretty well. This honestly kind of reminds me of the team we just drafted in... actually, it reminds me a lot. I mean, we have Lamar on our team. We don't have 2 top 6 running backs, but it's not all that different. In this league, where there's going to be a lot of teams that aren't dominant yet coming out of a startup, plenty of teams will have weaknesses. I don't see why you can't contend. I'll call you a sleeper for now. But I definitely think you're in contention. No doubt about it. Coming out of a startup, I'd say you did a pretty good job. I'm going to give you a B-, which sounds low, but out of a startup, that's a really good ranking. So you should be proud of that, honestly. So the hard part is, you know, if you're not contending, the pathway is very easy. If you are, then you're going to want to hold on to these veterans. And again, like right now, I don't think there's another team that I would look at and say, like, you can't contend with them. Even the good teams have weaknesses. Like, this guy's got Stroud at quarterback too. This guy's got an incredible wide receiver room, but he's got Monangai at running back too. Like, every team has enough weaknesses to suggest that you could definitely make the playoffs. I'll do this. I will say, if you are selling in season, we'll make a list, okay? So to me, Mike Evans comes to mind. Bucky Irving would come to mind. Probably Wan'Dale Robinson as well. And then maybe Kyler Murray, depending on how he's performing, or depending on what sort of offers you could get. You could also throw Hawkinson and Kelsey in there. I just don't think they're really going to give you anything in return, right? But for Bucky Irving, you would ideally want like a mid-future first for him from some team that's competing. If he's back to his rookie self, you might be able to get more. But, you know, you could do that in 2027 or 2028. If it's 2027, we'll take a 2027 late first. If it's 2028, you want it to be more mid. I guess I can clarify that there. Mike Evans, I really don't think you're going to net a first for him, which makes this tough. But that makes me ask, who needs a quarterback too? Like, could you turn Kyler and Evans into something younger if you were to not be contending. Like a Burden Stroud would actually be pretty interesting. I don't know how possible that is, actually. Kyler Murray plus Mike Evans for Luther Burden plus CJ Stroud. I don't know how possible that one is. You might have to add something onto that. But those are the type of structures you'd be hoping for. But with Kyler, you're looking for a future first if you sell him in a super flex league. If he signs a deal in Minnesota long term, you could actually regret selling him. So you need to be a little bit careful there. But right now, I wouldn't personally make any sort of drastic changes. I don't think you need to desperately sell anyone with the state of this current league. But in season, if you are a seller, Mike Evans, you could turn into Travis Hunter. Those are the type of deals that you could probably get done. Or, you turn them into a Parker Washington, trying to think, like Matthew Golden plus a second, and you send back Mike Evans in a third, right? So for Wandale, probably the same prices as Evans. But right now, I would definitely be playing the patient game. I wouldn't be forcing anything at this very moment. Because a starting lineup of Dart, Murray or Shuck, Gibbs, Achane, Tate, Evans, one of those tight ends, and then you're flexing Lemon, Bucky. I mean, that is a team where, straight out of a startup, you could probably make the playoffs. And if you're able to make the playoffs, then I would be interested in attacking it. But in season, if you need flexibility, you could look at flipping one of those quarterbacks as well. Who has Michael Penix? Okay. Could we send, this would be interesting to me. Could you send Tua tags plus a second for Javonte Williams? Maybe you could even ask back for a third. That would be awesome. You're giving them basically the Atlanta quarterback room. I don't think you could get Jameson, but, I mean, I probably would be willing to do the same deal, actually, for instead of Javonte. We want one of the Williams there. Prefer Javonte, but those are a couple sneaky moves that you can make, and these ones are more like right now moves. So these are if you're selling in season, and these are just regular moves that I would make if you want to go out and compete. But let me know if there's anything I didn't answer, Snively. If there's any questions that you've got for me, my friend. Anything you wanted me to have a look at or address. But pretty good team. Out of a startup, you should feel pretty great. Doesn't get too much better than that. I don't know why, but I'm thinking back to the draft today and wishing I got Josh Jacobs again. Joel did a great job grabbing Josh Jacobs off me before I could grab him. But appreciate you, Sniv. And as always, you know that you can come back at any time. All right. We are going to jump into the next one here. As Snively says, thank you. No worries, dude. No worries at all. Okay. So we know we've got... Who do we have here in the chat for sure? We've got... Do we have V Milani here? Do we have RoboCop? And do we have Mojo? Say, if you're in the chat, just say username and then say here. Don't actually say username, but say your username on the Flock side, okay? Mojo is here, so we know Mojo's in the building. Is V Milani here? Is RoboCop here? V Milani's here. Is RoboCop here? I might save RoboCop for tomorrow if he's not with us. I'll be live tomorrow with Sammy again. Okay, so we know that Mojo is here. We know that V Milani is here. let's go to V Milani here. What's up, man? Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for becoming a member. I appreciate you big time. And we'll have a look at the squad. You are currently ranked in this league 6th. And it looks like it's only a 10-teamer as well. It's a 10-team Superflex Start 11. And it is a 2 starting tight end league. So I'm going to guess it's 3 flex, 2 tight ends, which is always a really unique twist. You currently are 7th at quarterback, 5th at running back, 3rd at receiver, and 6th at tight end in that league. He says, getting real itchy for the season and my team shifted from balance to purgatory. What do we do? Okay, let's have a look. This doesn't feel like a purgatory team to me. Yeah, I wouldn't focus too much on that terminology, man. He says, second time around on this team, but some massive changes since that last time we did this. Okay. Yeah, look, I wouldn't call this team purgatory. It's hard for those terms to all line up always. Your main untouchable here is Malik Neighbors. I wouldn't say you have another one at this point. Players that are holds would be... Travis Hunter for sure. Y'all know I love me some Travis Hunter. And you know I love me some Chig Okonkwo. In a tight end premium, I would love to see what he's capable of on that team. We love us some Jack Besh and Antonio Williams. We'll take all of those players on our team. Players that you could drop if you wanted to clear up some space. You could drop Ray Davis if you wanted to. I know he's a handcuff, but Ty Simpson's still involved there. You could also drop Calvin Ridley pretty easily if you wanted to. On the waiver wire, there's really just like taxi spot flyers. You know, Taylon Green. I'd rather have than Ray Davis or Calvin Ridley. DJ Giddens, I'd probably rather have as well, but it's a little semantics there, if you will. So, we are starting in this league, Mahomes, Dak. You've got Fields and Nussmeier to cover off Mahomes. Walker, Judkins, Neighbors, McMillan, Gadsden, or Strange. And then, sorry, you're also starting, you would actually be, let's do this again. Okay, hold on. You're saying that you've got a start. So if I'm reading this right, it would actually be like this. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So this is what you're actually working with, right? So you have to start 3 receivers. So it's actually 2 flexes, but 1 super flex. Okay. Now that makes sense. So, Mahomes, Dak, Walker, Judkins, Neighbors, Tet, McConkey, Gadsden, and Strange or Okonkwo can be mixed in there. And then you are flexing 2 names, which would probably be Tootin and Montgomery, right? I mean, Evans is a depth piece. Hunter, Parker, Washington. I don't think this is a bad team at all. I wouldn't say this is a purgatory team. This is a better team that I think the site is giving you credit for. I wouldn't call you like the favorite, but kind of same to the last team that we had. I think like you are definitely a decent sleeper in this league, and I would probably give you similar grade I gave him, which was a B-. Your draft capital, you've got your first in 2027, but not your second or third or fourth. That's okay. We've got all of our picks in 2028. Yeah, I don't think this is a bad team, honestly. I love that you've got these veterans on your bench, like Chig, Mike Evans, Montgomery. Those are really fun depth pieces to have this year heading into Dynasty. So I like that a lot. Mahomes is not a player that you can tear down from, if we're being honest anymore. Dak Prescott is not a player that you can tear down from. I don't see how you would improve your quarterback room outside of using your first round pick. And to be honest with you, I don't really see how you're improving your team without using your first round pick in general. And I wouldn't do that right now. I think you have enough to go into the season and see where this team lies. And I don't think the team is good enough where I would be comfortable right now sending that 27 first away. And I would just say in season, if you want to go all in, you can send that 27 first for the right name, right? So it would either be probably wide receiver or tight end, just adding a piece on top. But right now, dude, I don't think you should make a move. I would be pretty patient with this team right now. If Mahomes isn't healthy and the backups aren't good enough, Jared Goff comes to mind as a potential buy. In that range, you've already got Dak. Dak would have been perfect for this as well. We could add like Bo Nix there. Baker Mayfield. Right? That type of range. Now, if your quarterbacks are healthy, but you need help at receiver, you can go and look at this is a team that could make sense in season for a Rashee Rice. You would be probably willing to take on that risk with the depth that you've got there and the quality team that you've got. This is a Zay Flowers team. If you needed some production in season and a little bit of a safer floor, an easier guy to go out and get. Same with like your Devonta Smith type of players, your AJ Brown type of players. If you need help at running back, Javonte Williams seems like he could be a gettable name. A Saquon Barkley, right? Right now, though, I don't see a reason to make a drastic move. The fact that it's 2 tight end and tight end premium means tight ends are going to be really hard to acquire. Like, I don't actually think right now today you could go get Harold Fannin for a 27 first. And in a lot of leagues, you probably could. And I don't really want to pay that for the Pitts tier of players either. But I think this is a good team, man. There's a small percentage chance that you start off slow if Mahomes and Neighbors aren't ready to go. But you have the backup for Mahomes. Evans is a great depth piece. The fact that you can fill your starting lineup and you still have that kind of depth is very impressive. And who knows, if Parker Washington is actually the guy in Jacksonville, then you've got even more upside that you haven't even tapped into. Let me know if you have any questions here that I haven't answered, though. V. Milani says, the chatter about Neighbors has me concerned, but like the idea of having him next year if I fail this year. I wouldn't be selling Neighbors. If you wanted to sell Neighbors, I would only do it if you're like all in and he's not ready to go completely just yet. It would have to be like an Amon-Ra St. Brown coming back. Outside of that, I just think it's not a good time to sell him right now. And I'm assuming that if he is fully healthy, he's going to return back to that dominant status. Before the injury, we had plenty of people who wanted to rank him as the wide receiver one in Dynasty. I know that sounds crazy now, but there were people out there who were legitimately ranking him in that way. So I think it's just probably too early to make any drastic moves. But let me know if you got any final questions, man. Pretty decent team. And I think patience is probably the way with this one for now. The giveaway did happen, Donnie. Yes, we had T. Gotzi who ended up winning the giveaway. How many firsts for Neighbors is fair? I don't think you're going to net 4, but I wouldn't take less than 3. And if they're all late first, then I wouldn't even consider the deal. It would have to be 3 first, and they would all have to be intriguing to me. 3 late first just doesn't do much for me. Especially in a 10-teamer. It's a big lineup, but especially in a 10-teamer. But like if you were able to net like the 104 plus 2 mid future first, like that's the type of deal you're probably looking for. Or a first that's looking like a top 6 pick plus 2 that are looking like 6 to 8, you know, that's where I think it becomes more fair for Malik Neighbors. But appreciate you, dude. Like I said, I'm here if you have any questions. If there's anything I didn't answer, I want to make sure you feel good about your review. Okay, we do have Mojo 10 in the chat, I believe. But yeah, sorry, V Milani, let me know if you got any cues there, my friend. I want to make sure you feel good. Anytime you guys decide to support me here by getting some reviews or becoming a member, I want to make sure I take the time out to, you know, really hear any feedback that you've got, explore anything that you have on your mind. I really do pride myself in being the most intentional person who reviews Dynasty teams. I believe that's what I offer you guys. He says, thanks, man. Always appreciate the help. I had considered CD plus for Neighbors and floated around selling Judkins, so many injury concerns, I guess, has me bugging around this time. Yeah, I would be patient on Judkins. I think the offense is going to improve based off what we saw last year. Not a good time to sell the Judkins, the Scataboos. And Neighbors, like, I just don't think the plus that you get on top of Neighbors is going to be significant enough for you to feel happy about it. Like, it would need to be some 2 for 2 where, you know, hypothetically, you're getting Lamb and an A-Chan level player for Neighbors and a Javonte level player. And I just don't think those deals are out there. People are going to try and put them in the same category. When in reality, in startups, we don't see them around each other. So I just think that's going to be a hard one to accomplish. But yeah. Okay. This is we've had so many Superflex start 9s today. Wow. Mojo's here. Snuck into the playoffs and won, he says. Love that. Come on. I just talked about that with a team today, right? If you think you can make the playoffs, do not try and punt straight away. Wondering where to go from here. Tier down, pivot, tier up. Depth is a bit lacking and some question marks. What to do with the picks? Rookie draft is typically in August, which includes free agency, and is usually when I get my team review, but wanted to get a jump on this year, of course, my friend. Let's have a look. So we will be doing a war room here for you, which you'll be the first of the day, actually. That'll be fun to kind of have a look at those picks. Okay. So in a Superflex start 9 with no tight end premium, you've got Hurts and Purdy, which is fine and good quarterback 3 with Malik Willis, Bijan Judkins, Neighbors, Olave, Bowers, and your flexes are probably Rice and Tootin. You could also flex Hunter if he becomes valuable, Michael Wilson, Jalen Coker. You've got a ton of flexibility there, actually. I know exactly what I would want to do with that 110, but there's no tight end premium here. Okay. Let's get some of the admin stuff out of the way. Your untouchable is obviously Bijan Robinson. And back-to-back teams with Malik Neighbors. Everything I just said about Malik Neighbors would probably apply to you as well, Mojo. But that top 5 really is nasty. Like the Hurts, Purdy, Bijan, Neighbors, Bowers is kind of sick. I would like to hold Travis Hunter. A lot of Travis Hunter teams, a lot of Malik Neighbors teams today. Mac Jones, also another strong hold. He might be a starter next year. Jalen Coker, another strong hold there. And Brandon Ayuk. We are still leaving the light on for you, Brandon. I watched the roast of Kevin Hart last night, and I saw Brandon Ayuk in the arena So I can confirm he is still alive and he's not been abducted by aliens. You don't really have any players that I'm desperately wanting to drop here. There aren't really any easy drops per se. But I will say that I definitely would want to roster Jack Besh and Chigakonkwo. So if that means you have to let go of Debo and McCarthy, okay. But ideally, you kind of package them in trades. It would be tough to let go of McCarthy right now without knowing how the year is going to go. That might be a mistake. But Besh and Okonkwo are definitely names I like. I mean, you could add on to that like Rodriguez, obviously. Transparently, I don't know why you don't. Like, looking at this now, I don't know why you don't have Chris Rodriguez with Bashul Tutin on the team. That seems like... well, it's free agency. Sorry, I'm just remembering. It's free agency. But Rodriguez maybe should be a priority for you with Tutin there. I like Rodriguez. I like Okonkwo. Okay. Right now, I would say this is a pretty good team. I think I'm comfortable calling you a contender here. You won the championship last year. I can see why. You also got the benefit of Michael Wilson being on an absolute heater. This to me feels like yeah, I would kind of lean like a B+ team. This is a really, really good squad, I would say. Draft capital, you've got all your future picks, so you've done a good job there. For the first time in today's stream, let's jump into a war room. Kind of come up with a game plan for these rookie picks. If you're there at the 110, I've seen Simpson there. Oftentimes it's actually Omar Cooper Jr. who lands at the 110. I doubt Concepcion's there. He'd be my preference. Sometimes Sadiq can fall that far. At the 202, really to the 210, it really is like get your guy territory. The 202 is a huge fall off. Maybe Coleman's there. Maybe Stowers is there and they've fallen. But all the way down from the 202 onwards, get your guy. You've got my rankings. You've got the cheat sheet, I believe, for the rookie side of things. I love to package the 110 and do one of two things. Either add a veteran running back or upgrade at receiver. So veteran running back could look like a Javonte Williams we've talked about. His value's all over the range. It's a little too rich for like probably a Henry, but I think it's a little too rich there. Josh Jacobs is not a bad bet to make there. Like if your options are Omar Cooper or Josh Jacobs, if this team ready to compete, probably going to go Josh Jacobs there. I don't know how possible a Kyron Williams is at that point or a Saquon. I'm just thinking of all the veterans in that kind of range. At the 202, I would absolutely be willing to go out and buy like a Derrick Henry, a DeAndre Swift for this team. And you're already going to have a lot of difficult decisions. I would definitely be looking to either package these picks for future picks or to package them in some sort of big, 4 for 1 deal or 4 for 2 deal, right? Your war room is going to be in the Discord. If you go to Discord and then you go to the war room tab, you'll be able to find it there and you can download it. But with that in mind, I was also thinking we could package the 110 plus like a Michael Wilson. That's where I would like to go. Now, what receivers could we upgrade to? I think there is a world out there where you could get an A.J. Brown, where you could get a Devonta Smith. That's probably the range that you're looking at. T. Higgins comes to mind there. Zay Flowers, I think, could actually be possible. Take your shot on Brian Thomas here. There's still plenty of people who are out or skeptical on Brian. I don't think you get Roma Dunze and Luther Burden, but again, willing to use the pick in that fashion. Now, maybe really possible is like Rashee Rice. Do you have any of these names already? You already have Rice, so we'll remove him. Sorry. That's how I love to use the 110. Now, You could also use the 110 and Michael Wilson to get in some of these running back markets. Like, could you use that and get, Breece Hall on the squad? Could you grab a Chase Brown for this price? Those kind of contending assets, if you will. So that's how I would prefer to use the 110. I'd also be willing to use the 110 and the 202, and you've got the 210, the 305. Can you use all of those picks and try and sneak into the top 6? Can you get the 105? Can you get the 106? Can you get the 104? If you're able to get in that range, then you're kind of accomplishing what we're trying to do, but with all these extra picks that you can't really roster anyway, right? So we would be adding at that point a Jadarian Price, a Mekhi Lemon. We're kind of doing what we're trying to do there. I would also be even willing to add Michael Wilson into these deals. So the 110 plus the 202 plus Michael Wilson. So this league, you do have some flexibility in the different moves that you can make. But yeah, already dropped, can keep them all. Okay, makes sense. But Morgan, let me know if there's anything that I didn't answer here. You've got a great team. We're definitely going to go out there and contend. If you can upgrade from a Wilson, I'm wanting to explore that. If you can turn that 110 into another running back, I would love to explore that. On the War, we talked about, the Jacobs options, the Javonte options, Kyron, Saquon. We talked about running back options here as well. If you turn, Michael Wilson, the 110 into a Jadarian Price even. But I think it's a really well-rounded team, and I can definitely see why you won the championship last year. I'm hoping you get there again this year. Judkins, I don't feel a need to aggressively move right now, but yeah. Let me know if you got any final questions, Morgan. I appreciate you letting me look at the squad. It's a fun one to look at, and I definitely think you got a great chance of repeating this year. At minimum, I'd be shocked if you don't end up making the playoffs. That would truly shock me. Guys, while we're waiting on Morgan, a couple things to note. First off, we'll be streaming tomorrow. We don't typically do this, but we'll be streaming 3 days in a row this week. So tomorrow will be another rookie draft. We'd love for you guys to come join us. I can do all the team reviews tomorrow. A couple other things to note, just some housekeeping stuff. I did post a video today. You might be confused because you're saying, wait, I don't see any video. What do you mean you posted a video? That's because we did it on the Fantasy Land Football channel, okay, which is our redraft content. So if you haven't subscribed over there, go subscribe over there. We've got a brand new video out. 7 players. You'd be a fool to draft. We went a little clickbaity there, but 7 guys I'm avoiding in fantasy football this year. If you'd like to be a part of an upcoming video, we've got a bunch of people who are currently submitting trades where they've sent their first away. You can be a part of an upcoming video there. And the last thing I'll say before we log off today is we did just release the brand new drawing for the Medusa League. So this is a league that we'll be drafting this time next week. It's a real Dynasty startup draft. Rowan is commissioning it. If you want the experience that all the other guys had today, you can do that by going to landleagues.com and getting into a league by kind of just following the steps there. But I appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Nothing but love. Adios.